Everyone, and welcome to another episode of Aurogiri. Today we have a video that comes at the request of many people throughout for a long time. I actually get this question a lot, and it revolves storage. Basically, what drops are worth keeping, what drops are not. Is there a rule of thumb? We're getting so many event drops, we're getting so many perk drops. Like, not everyone has as much storage as others because Cyberstep doesn't release the storage packs anymore. If you're a newer player, you kind of don't have as much storage. I think it's off by 100 as like an OG player because we had more access to buying storage expansion items in the past for OC from the shop. To my knowledge, you can't buy them anymore. I don't know where they would be kept. I would have bought every one that came out over the years. Storage expansion, like, they're not in useful dungeon items, like, they're not even grayed out anymore. Like, it's like they're not there that I can just buy them. They're just not in my shop. Like, sometimes if you already have an item purchased, like a special going out outfit for Himiko, like, it would be at the bottom if you had already purchased it. Like, usually, like this Miyamoto exchange thing, it's listed, but I can't buy it because I already own it. The storage stuff, I don't see it there anymore. It used to be there all the time, and over the years they just got rid of it. It's really something I wish Cyberstep would bring back, especially now. Like, even if we all had 100 more storage, it would really change how the game works. Like, because a lot of the time you run something new and it's like, oh, I gotta pick up the drops, oh no, I don't know. And like, it happens all the time. Like, right now they have the reversey minigame in here, and they made another game for your room coming out, and that's pretty cool. Coming out next update. But I think at this point, Cyberstep should make a toy chest or a locker or something that's in your room that is a storage separate to your regular storage. I think that'd be phenomenal. Like, a place to keep, like, all the perg mags we get. You get, like, 3 perg mags of perg, or 4. You get, like, all the stuff to make something. You get all these things, and they just chunk up and fill up your storage time and time again. So, in today's video, we're going to talk about storage, what's worth keeping, what's really not worth keeping, why we have certain things, and why we don't. So, for starters, Shizuka has your storage. You unlock her really early in the game. And as you level up Shizuka's partner level, like, if your Shizuka is only level 9, you have less storage than other players. So, for starters, that's a good point. Most players might not know that. Or not most, but some. So Lady Shizuka has all these levels. Her max level is level 27. And inventory is one of them, which increases max inventory space. So if your Shizuka is like level 19, level 20, 22, 7, 8, whatever, you're actually missing out on some storage. I think it's like 20 storage every increment of inventory. Like, it goes up quite a bit. I don't remember the exact intervals per se, but it's very important. And furthermore, if you have resonance, you get more storage. So for players that don't have a lot of resonance, or don't even know what resonance is, because we don't really bring it up anymore, resonance is when you have multiple characters. Yeah, I know, it's not the first time we've done this video, yeah. So resonance occurs when you have multiple characters that are level 100 plus. So I have Aurelia at 140, I have Scarlet Rose at 100, and then I have Gale at 100, I have Kurojo at 100, Rondo and Destroyer at 100, Chiami at 100, and Opai at 100. So because I have resonance equaling of 7 characters plus level 100, that unlocks your Shenlong Nigiri, that unlocks your revival potions, I think at 4 characters at level 100, and that also gives you access to more defense, like a little bit of flat defense, 2000 defense, I believe, 2200. You get 7 characters if you played RTA. You only get 6 if you didn't play RTA. But that doesn't really change anything. You just 200 defense more, and you get more Ryu gain. So resonance plays a part of that, and the more resonance you have, I'm pretty sure that increases your storage in Shizuka and potentially on your person. So there's that for storage. I didn't remember logging off over there. But anyway. So a way to increase storage which is through resonance. A way to get resonance very, very, very easily. Hey Novlet, how you doing? A way to increase resonance is basically getting your characters to level 100. And the best way to do this is honestly to, like, let's say you're on an alt character, someone you don't really care about. Like, you know, you're not your main character, you're on your alt. And this is the fastest way, yes, experience dungeon, but this is the fastest way to level up your characters. So basically, if you make a new character, you want to achieve resonance today, you could probably do it within a weekend or a week, depending on how much you want to spend or how long it wants to take. I did a lot of mine free to play, very much so. So every day, because we get 10 OC for logging in, and you have 10 OC for doing your daily challenges, if you make like a bunch of new alts and you do the daily challenges and you log in at login time, you will receive 20 OC. Using that 20 OC, you can go to the shopping plaza, you can go to the power-ups, which I believe are boosts, and in 2 days, in 1 day you could buy a drop boost 100, and in 2 days you can buy a drop boost 200, which is way more than enough. So if you make a whole bunch of alts, you log in the next day, you log in, you do the challenges for 2 consecutive days. It used to take us a week to get that much OC on a free-to-play character that was just created, but now with the challenges it's a lot easier. You can log in, get your drop boost, and so yeah, you can log in, get your drop boost, and what you do is you pop the drop boost on the character, you run experience dungeon normal until you reach, like, well, I guess you do normal till 100, right? Yeah, it's hard for 115 or 120, and then 120, and then it's hell for 120 plus. So you just got to run normal. So basically, there's many ways you could go about it, but the way to do it is once your character is physically ready and able to do the experience dungeon, which doesn't take much, you pop the 200, you run the dungeon twice with your regular energy, then you log off that character, you log into another character, you do the same thing. If you're logged off with a boost active, it stays active based on how much time you are active. So if you're logged off, you can actually preserve your boost, which is a pro tip in and of itself. So with that method, and if you do this over the span of time, like if you do this twice a day, you do it in the morning, do it at night, maybe after work or between some chores, and you would, how would you say that? You'd be able to just level up passively over time. You do this on all your characters. And if you do this like over the course of a couple days and you do the daily challenges, you will get extra OC, which is in turn extra restores to make it doable a lot faster. You can achieve resonance very, very quickly doing that method. So that's one way to get storage. Another way to get storage that most of you guys know, and most don't, is there is also the premium platinum boost, which you can buy every week or every month. It's up to you. I don't even know where it's kept anymore. Premium boost, there it is. So if you buy premium, it does give you extra Ryu gain. It does give you item drop gain now, which is very valuable. Years ago, it didn't give item drop, and we had it for a while, then we just stopped getting it, but now it's really, really good. Your skills level up faster, you gain more experience, more Ryu, more item drop rate, and you can hold an extra, I believe, 20 items in storage. So a lot of us go from like 270 storage to 290, and that helps for things you're farming that are new or events that are just taking up new spaces. Generally, if you're fighting a purg or anything like that, premium is good to get. Personally, I only buy premium a week at a time. I used to get it monthly, but not anymore. Yes, that's true. Premium is also paid OC only. So if you want to try using premium for more drops, you have to, $3 a week or $10 a month. Up to you. You would do in the long run save for premium. It's up to you if you want to use it or not. Most people will buy it for when a purg comes out and they're going to farm it for like a week straight or some event or whatever. Very selective in buying it. Next week we're getting the chocolates update, which means you're going to be picking up chocolates, you're going to be picking up new weapons, you're going to be picking up lychees, chocolate mags, all this stuff. Premiums are a really good time for that because you get this extra storage to work with. That said, that's resonance. That's how you get more storage. Premium boost lets you have more storage on your character. And let's get into the meat and potatoes of what's worth keeping and what's not. So, introductions aside. So, That's identify. That's not what I want. So, storage. My storage is very, very full. Absolutely full. Like, there's no reason for it to be this full. And part of it's due to a lot of these newer items that just take up slots. And a lot of stuff that we just don't get rid of. So, friendship items. I can get rid of friendship items. You don't need to hold on to friendship items ever. Some of us, sometimes we just like to see how many we can collect during a certain period. For friendship items, you don't need to hold them on you. One of the main uses for friendship items is so that you can put it in a stall, set the price to whatever you want, and someone can give you OC for a run, or you can use them to just give someone OC. That's pretty much their main use outside of leveling up your Vanguards, outside of, Daruma points. I know there's a life sigil there. I looked at it, yeah. So friendship items, they're pretty much Daruma points. They're 2 points each. Just pick them up and trade them into the Daruma as you go on. That's their main point. Soul eggs, you can keep soul eggs in your storage, I'm told, and you can just use them from storage. I'm pretty sure. That's something I don't usually do, but I usually keep them on me. But soul eggs are something you can keep in storage and still have access to them. Hammers, you can keep them in storage. Hammers are really good if you have them. They reset your weapons. They're worth holding on to. Basically any premium item you pay for, you should generally hold on to. These kind of items, the item tickets, like Lucifer has one, Ahriman has one right now. You basically exchange them and get another item for your room or a clothing accessory of some kind. I'm holding on to one for no specific reason. It's just I got all of the wings for Satan, and then I got, I think, all the donut chairs. So I'm holding on to one for no reason. It actually takes up space in my inventory. If I was smart, I would just get rid of it and it would go away, and you'd have more inventory space. Mag items, you don't need them on your person. You can keep them in storage. It's up to you depending on how much you want them. But it's generally something you would just keep in storage until you need it. Full restores, you keep them on you. 10 energy restores, you keep them on you. Login boost tickets, the main point of these is you can use them to get an extra 30 drop boost if you want. But their main thing is, like, if you miss a day of login, you can proc it and trigger the login bonus again. I don't know if it triggers the calendar or not, but I have one. Extractions, you want them on you. Tickets, powders, mag items, enhancement stuff, you want them all on you. Prayer crystals as well, you can't use prayer crystals from storage. Durability tickets, same way. I mean, you can keep them in storage if you want and pull them out when you need them. Artisan weapons, generally keep them on you. Lots of stuff like that. So let's actually look at the storage real quick. So in the storage, basically you're going to have a lot of things you just don't want to give up. So another thing is you can combine things. So things you have on your person and in your storage can be merged. Yeah, it would be really good if it triggered the calendar. It'd be really powerful. Like, I have a login boost ticket. I don't know where I got it, but I have some in storage as well, so I can merge them, and then I've gained a place of storage in my inventory. And that's one of the main things. Is like sometimes things you get them, they go to storage, and then other times you'll have them on you and just combine a lot of them. Like, I have weapon grade powder, mag powder, status resets. I do have a lot of old tickets, like Kotanoa gotcha ticket, summer gift gotcha ticket. I really don't think I'll ever be able to use them. I kind of just hold on to them out of memorabilia. But objectively speaking, I doubt these events would come back, and if they did, they would probably not use the exact same item, so you could probably scrap them. I just hold on to them as like a memento, to be honest. In storage, you want to hold on to all your stones, tailors. You can use repair fairies from storage. You do not have to have them on your person, so they're good to keep in storage. That way you always pick up your drops. Stones, keep them in storage. Things that you might need, like the Dullahan weapons use Mephistopheles weapons, so I keep a handful of Mephistopheles weapons. Generally, anything that is a boss drop, you want to keep in your... You want to keep on you. You don't want to, like... Generally, when you fight a boss, it's like the one thing at the end of a dungeon. It's not really something that's easy to farm. So if you beat a boss, generally, you should hold on to all of its blue bags and even some of its gray bags, because you never know nowadays what they're going to make us to use for new weapons. It's quite crazy. Recipes are debatable whether you want to keep them or not. A lot of recipes are non-bazaarable. Yeah, some updates come back. Like, it's really up to you if you want to hold on to items or not. Like, absolutely. It's just, I've seen it to where, like, if ever there's an update that says, hey, here's a ticket for you, and this is the 2022 ticket, generally you won't be able to use it for the 2023 event or so on. So, like, it's one of those use it or lose it kind of things. In terms of recipes, though, I hold on to a lot of recipes just on the off chance that ever Cyberstep makes them bizarreable. And, like, I just have a lot of them. Like, the Wanda Sacred Tree, I knew someone wanted it, the recipe, and I held on to it, but they're not bizarreable yet. Like, I don't know if we'll ever get that fixed. Some recipes are worth holding on to, like Hades Elios recipes. Hold on to those. There's always someone looking for them. Frozen Fortune recipes, I think it says non-bizarreable, but I'm pretty sure they are bizarreable because I've traded people them before. I generally tend to hold on to them because they're event locked and somebody usually wants them at some point in time. But if you're not worried about that, you can get rid of them if you want. Same thing with the White Brilliance and Raid items. Like Tiamat's Oni Mode's recipes, they're not tradable. I kind of hold on to them because they're so hard to get in case they were ever tradable, but again, that's not something you have to do. Frozen Hell Mag recipes, same thing. We got a lot of them farming the event. They're non-bizarreable. I wish they were. If they were, I'd give this recipe out like nobody's business. So recipes kind of follow a rule of thumb. If they're tradable, hold on to them. Someone might need them. Things like Juncture recipes, things like Dragon Arc recipes, whole bunch of stuff. You never know who might need something. Boosts, at this point, personally, I don't know how valuable experience boosts are. Like, I know your 400s, they're useful for leveling up your mounts. Like, generally, because of the experience dungeon, and once you're past 120, you don't really use experience boosts anymore. No one's realistically going to go farm Dew Creek for EXP. They're going to just save up daily OC. They're going to, save up restores, and they're going to do it that way. Experience boosts are kind of mute at this point. Like, I have a whole bunch of them that just fill up inventory space that I could realistically get rid of. 100%, like, me at 140, I have no use for these items. I kind of just hold on to them because at one point they're like paid gacha items. But generally you can get rid of them if you're a high level. But let's actually get into like mags and drops, like the actual important stuff that we're worried about. So if you've ever done Purg, you know that Purg has Magatamas you can get you get the normal mag, the hard mag. These things fill up your inventory like insanely. I always recommend picking up the mags because you can only get them like, once every rotation when they come out, or if you're lucky and get them in rewards. Like, and honestly, it's Purgs that are filling up a lot of our inventories, because like Curse Deck just came out. I have 2 mags filling my storage. Lucifer, Fallen Angel mag, what's his name? Abyss, his mag's in here. Tencho's mags are in here. All the mags are in here. Like, the Purg mags fill up, like, at least a good 10, 20 slots. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. What's a Hell Flame? Is that the Hell one? Oh, well. A lot of mags you really don't need to hold on to, but we hold on to them just in case they're ever used for something in the future. Because, like, take case in point the Redux mag. Like, it took, the Ruby Chalcedony and the Calcite mag? Calcite Magatama, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And now, like, before that came out, there was no reason to hold on to them. But then once they brought them out, they did, they now became one of the most valuable items in the entire game. So, like, holding on to mags, getting rid of mags, it's really up to you. Anything at all could ever become useful, so it's kind of like hard to throw them away. Moon mags like Neotero, Nubatama, things like that, you want to hold on to them. Some mags you made in the past, like the Peerless mag, I made this way back in Satan. I was proud of it. It was before we had resets. I got a lot of crit on it. I'm realistically never going to use this mag ever again, because it's a 35 skill force mag with 400 attack for spear. And that's just not viable in today's day and age. I could honestly get rid of this or break it down or whatever. There's a lot of mags like that. It's just like, I have a Kado mag. I don't even know what this is. Increases SP effects. Like, I could honestly get rid of this. And then in the future, if something came out, it might be objectively better just to farm it then. It'll give you something to do. People will learn a tech for it. There'll be a market for it. It's really up to you. Marbles, I pretty much always hold on to my marbles because you don't want to lose your marbles, honestly. You don't want to do that. You never know when you're going to need a mag that takes one of these or they invent something, so you hold on to your marbles. Magatamas from Odin, they haven't really been used in a while, but you never know. If they release Odin Perg, they might be usable again. Who knows? Canmons are kind of redundant, yeah. Yep, friendship items are really good for the gold Daruma. Like, that's the only reason we hold on to them. Like, you wouldn't keep them in storage. You'd have them on your person and trade them in as you go. Some drops, they're just point Daruma drops, to be honest. Hey, Reiji, how you doing? So, like, mags I hold on to special mags, like Magatama of Dark Knights. It was like a reward from Gala, Impenetrable, Dark Knights, Kukan. They're all these Kyoto mags that really haven't had a use since they came out, to be honest. Like, there could come in time where they'll be like, oh, there's a new spear mag that takes Dark Knights. And I'm like, oh, well, I have it. I'll hold on to it. You know, I'm a spear player. You know, like, just recently, the Crystal mags took the Dancing Water Tempest, which no one saw coming. Like it's the first time that a Tempest was used. So generally, anything that's part of the 105s, the Fused, the Tempest mags, like, you've got to hold on to all that stuff, to be honest. I mean, sell them for OC if someone wants it, absolutely, but those are definitely worth holding on to. Crucifix, Talonbreaker, Attack Star, Thunderquake, Reretsu, Wicked Wolf. Heck, Mangoes used to be some of the best mags in the game early on. I hold on to them out of principle, but, you know, someone starting out could use a 32 chakra 50 skill force bow mag if they don't have 105s or they're not 105. You know, like, honestly, these mangoes should be in my stall. They shouldn't be in my storage. You never know. Same thing with the melon mag. The melon mag used to be integral for making the 105s back in the day before they reduxed the recipes. It's still a good mag, 50 bow skill force for 16 chakra. It's very valuable. You get it in Origami Magma. Pineapple, same thing. Banana, like, all these little skill force mags. Like, I don't really play bow, but I know they're valuable. Mekon as well. Like, any bow, I should probably put them in my stall for bow players to use, because I'm not really going to use them. You know, Northwest Magatama used to be good for leveling skills because it gave you a lot of cooldown, but you lose HP. Like, we used to do that to level skills. It's not that valuable anymore. We have the skill leveling dungeon if you really need to. Premium gives you leveling. I think in this day and age, we don't need to hold on to the Northwest and the Southeast Magatamas for cooldown. Those can probably go. Yeah, the Leaf and the Wandering Spirit are really dangerous. Like, they're really daunting, this perg. Honestly, like, I have all the needles and all the drops to make it, except for that. We just keep running perg because it's better than running Lacus, to be honest, with the Leaf and the Wandering Spirit. And that's one of the reasons why this video is here, is because in the past, like, we've probably gotten Lunar Leaves and Wandering Spirits in the past from events or login or anything at all. And where was I going with that? We get all this stuff, and over time we're like, oh, I have one Lunar Leaf, I'll get rid of it. I have 2 Lunar Leaves, I'll get rid of it. And then down the line, you know, Shigaraki comes out, we now need Lunar Leaves, and it's like, whoa. So, like, as a rule of thumb, like, anything that drops from, like, a reward on the moon, anything that drops from a boss, you pretty much want to hold on to. This new perg takes 500, if you want the 133, it takes 500 Wandering Spirits, which is insane. Absolutely insane. Like, basically anything from a reward, basically anything from a boss, anything you never want to farm again, hold on to. As much as it, like, pains you. Like, a lot of the times the tentacle becomes used from Typhon, and everyone's like, oh, it's just tentacle. And then they go farm Typhon dungeon, and they're like, I don't want to do this. Like, it's rough. So mags, it's kind of hit and miss. Like, I collect a lot of mags. If I got rid of a lot of mags I'm never going to use again, like this Shingen mag, 7 crit, 18 chakra, 17 slice, someone could find use in that, you know, like someone who doesn't have a light sheath, they want to triple crit that or do whatever. I'm probably never going to use this Shingen Magatama ever. Or am I going to use this Yukimura or this Michizane? Although Michizane is kind of good, 9 chakra for 8 crit, it could have use as chakra increases. Magatama of Oblivion. I know no one's going to use that. But it's like, it's one of those things you just hold on to. Magatama Oblivion, I know no one's going to use this, but it's kind of a trophy from beating Oblivion back in the day. Everybody gets their own one. Same thing with the Setsuna mag from Juncture. It was really, really good a long time ago, but nowadays it's not. But you hold on to it because it's a trophy. A lot of these mags, Gyototen, Shakusura, Saike, Taion, Hyobi, all these skill force things, and it's like, they're not really worth holding on to. Like, a lot of these mags could be gotten rid of and never really used ever again. I could free up so much storage by getting rid of them, but, you know, I kind of just have them all, so I kind of hold on to them. Like, a lot of my storage is mags, to be honest. Like, all these wand mags, staff mags, anything skill force, I kind of just hold on to. The Oblivion mags are different? They're probably different. They're special. They're a special mag. Like, everybody gets a different one. Like, there's Steel Heart and a bunch of different ones. It's a trophy of all things. Yeah, body and steel, yeah. So generally, I hold on to every mag that has skill force on it. You never know when they're going to be useful. Moon mags, low chakra mags. Like this Crescent Moon mag, 10 chakra. It's not a, what is it, a new moon mag? But it's like 14 wind, 25 dark. I don't remember where it dropped, but if I ever felt like ornamenting it, I could end up getting like really high dark on it and wind. Like a Force of Chaos weapon is dark and wind for spear. You never know. Daytime Magatama, it's good. But mags are one thing. There's so many different mags. Like some mags you can just get them really easily. Like I don't even know why I have this stag beetle or this stick insect. Like there's no reason for me to have it. 100 million mag, that's worth holding on to. But a lot of these defense mag, diamond, pickling stone, obsidian, starlight. I like that one because it has oro in it, to be honest. A lot of them you don't really need anymore. Like but at the same time, Ruby Chalcedony became one of the most like prominent mags in the entire game overnight. How you doing? And now it's like it's one of the most sought after items because of the Redux. Like they could make a Redux 2 next event, like we were talking about it the other day. It could be a mag with wind, water, or not wind, water, but like water, lightning, and mountain, like an opposite Redux. They could make one of them, and it could come out of the woodwork and say it takes Grossorolite Magatama. And it's like, oh man, I don't have that, you know? It's one of those things where throwing away mags is kind of rough. Like drops, you can be a lot more lenient with drops because you know the boss that you can farm it from. You can go get more, but mags are a bit different. It's kind of why I hold on to a lot of them. Weapons, I hold on to a lot of event weapons like the watermelon, the umbrellas, a lot of like skins and stuff. My thoughts on 64 crit? I think it's fine. As long as your crit, if you're a single hit class, you want at least 50 crit or more. If you're playing a multi-hit class, you want at least 40 plus. But the more crit you have, the better. There's nothing wrong with 64 crit. I went through the game for a long time with just 30 crit, and I was fine. It's perfectly good. So I hold on to a lot of weapons and stuff. I do. But let's actually get into the drops, because that's the pressing issue here. Like, what drops do we hold on to? I'm sorry it took so long to get to this point. So for anyone who watches it in the future, feel free to skip forward. So the drops like Warp Fang, Fragment, Black Magic, Obscure Coat of Arms, and Consoled Icicle, Peculiar Wing. I don't even know what that stalactite is. Honestly, I don't even remember. A lot of these drops are the Lancelot drops. And, you know, if you ever want to make another Rev 2, another Rev 3, another Supreme, anything like that, you know, you hold on to these drops. Basically, anything you pay energy for, anything that is a boss, anything like that, you want to hold on to it. Because we don't know, like, maybe they'll make an upgraded version of the Lancelot someday, and it's like, hey, you have a head start. Congratulations. I have to open the chat because your message went by a bit too quick. Give me one moment. Why isn't it there? Oh, you made a Supreme? Yeah, it is rough to make a Supreme. Like, it's good to hold on to those drops. You ask, can I make a fortune of the frozen weapon if I have the recipe right now? Like, if you have the frozen of the fortune recipe, you can effectively farm the drops. There's nothing like event locked besides the recipe that prevents you from making it. So if you do have a frozen of the fortune recipe, as long as you have the first form and the second form, you can make it so long as you farm the drops. It's one of those things you just have to have the recipe for it, just like a redux. So let's get into more drops. So Divine Protection Incense, you hold on to that. You need that for Supremes. More Lancelot drops. I have 3 mysterious components. I only have 3. Realistically, I could get rid of 3. I will, because that's just a spot in my inventory. That's just 3. If I walk into the dungeon, I'll get like 5. Something like that, I would discard. When I have 650 of these stuff, I'll hold on to them. Yellow Dragon Claws, hold on to those. Fragment of Power. This is something that comes from the Resui dungeons in the past, like in Kyoto, from the new Kyoto dungeons. You just get it as a random reward. I would hold on to it forever, because they made like Chaotic Ley Line a reward drop needed for the Leviathan weapon out of nowhere, and it became one of the hottest commodities for that weapon. You hold on to those things. How do I have 5 incenses? When it came out, I farmed all my incenses. I'm pretty sure I got, maybe there was 10 when the event came out, and I farmed 7 of them. I'm pretty sure I farmed 7 because I have 2 Supremes and I have 5 left. Like, I just farmed them all because I knew it was a very powerful thing. Yep, I know you can get the Divine Incense from Lancelot again, which is why we're talking about the Lancelot stuff. Oh yeah, I think it was like 1,000 of each drop or something to get it. It was something a lot. I don't remember, to be honest, but if I had that many of them, it was probably a lot easier. Yeah, it is a grindy thing. So, Eternal Autumn Leaf. I'm pretty sure this isn't worth keeping. I think this is just a Daruma point item. You can farm these incredibly easy in like Mount Karuma Ley Line when you're farming mantras. You can get rid of that. There's an item, the Shuin Sake Cup. It's something that we get a lot from exchange shops. It's one of those rare Kyoto reward drops that are very hard to get. I hold on to it because they might release something someday that's going to say, hey, go farm this obscure Kyoto dungeon. I hold on to it. So like Cup, Sake Cup, Skull of Ruins, Death Worship Idol, Rusted Gem of Doubt, Headpiece of Love and Hate, Handcrafted Makeup. They're all these like event boss drops that I hold on to. Seedlings, I hold on to them. You never want to ever farm a silver seedling ever again in your life. I hold on to them. You do need one of the seedlings for Tempest, so I hold on to them. Winter Moondew, hold on to them. Elixir of Immortality, hold on to it. Lunar Cloud, hold on to it. Wandering Spirits, hold on to them. Lunar Leaves, hold on to them. Globe, Manga Magazine, all these moon drops rewards, hold on to them. Earth and Marbles, Heavenly Marbles, you can hold on to these in spurts. Honestly, like you only need, I think, 30 or 50 Earth and Marbles for a Tempest and 100 Heavenly. They trade in for a crap ton of points. I would only hold on to maybe like 200 of each and you'll be good. It's really up to you if you ever want to farm it again, but they do trade in really, really well for Daruma points. But I would still hold on to some, but you don't need to have as many as I do on hand. All your gems, hold on to gems. Purg items, anything Curse Sect drops, you hold on to it. Slumbering Star, you only need 30 for the 133 weapon. Personally, I would start trading these in after 100. It's up to you. They trade in for 100 Daruma points each. That's a choice on your own part. But I generally, rule of thumb, hold on to all purgatory items at all times. And there's a lot of them. Like, they take up so much space. Like, I have 5 amethysts. That's a valuable drop. I'm not getting rid of it, even though I just have 5. Emerald, same thing. Like, you need so much of this stuff. I would never get rid of any purg drop ever, which is a problem. Gossamer Wing, Leviathan drop, hold on to it. You know, all this stuff here is from the LTDs. You hold on to it. Like Dark Fin Scapulas, Mandibles, Giant Insect Halter, all that stuff, you hold on to it. Growing Organ, Grudge Pinion, purgatory items, you just hold on to it. Anything you'd pay energy for, you hold on to all this stuff. Junk, you can convert that into treasures on a purg that you want, or just hold on to it. It's up to you. You can turn them into treasures later, so if you just hold on to them until you're really close to getting an Ogi or a Mag or something, and then you just save them until then. It's really up to you what you want to do with purg junk. It only trades in for 1/10 of the value, but I would never discard it. I would always use it. No, we don't have the Valentine's event until next week. We still have Cursect. Hades Elios drop, Hidden Helmet, very valuable, you hold on to that. Hades Elios drops, Mustard, Peppermint, Daffodil, hold on to those. Pure Lightning Cores from Blitz Tiamat, hold on to those, you never know when they'll need them. Gynoid Scale, Scarlet Eye of Truth, they're all Lancelot drops, they're needed for the bow, axe, staff, and wand versions of the weapons. Hold on to that stuff, it's very, very grindy to get, never let go of it. Now we get into the event drops, and these ones I've held on to for a long time, and I don't think we'll ever get the first form of Yogg back with its own drops. Like, personally, these drops are the it says Yogg-Sothoth's Eyeball, Esoteric Eyeball, Inexplicable Key, Esoteric Wing, Unusable Pedestal, Esoteric Tentacle. All these drops are from Yogg-Sothoth. I've held on to them for like 5-6 years, and we've never had to use them ever again. Personally, I could get rid of these pedestals, these tentacles, these eyeballs. Like, I could, and I probably should. Like, we don't really, like, if they came back, we'd farm the drops again. Like, it's one of those things I could probably let go, to be honest. Compass of Despair, that's an item from the Kenshin version of Beelzebub. You would hold on to that. Sulfur Despair, same thing. All horse drops, hold on to those. You never know what mag's going to take them. So horse drops, you hold on to them. Anything you pay energy for, you just keep it, to be honest. Rush Scales, Lizard Armor, Yokai War Fan. That's insane how many War Fans I have. That's just from events, to be honest. Gala. Oda drops, I hold on to them. Yokai Coin, Demon Legion, Provisions. Tiamat drops, Radiant Spines, Patagiums, Flickering Fish, I hold on to them. You never know when there's going to be a Blitz Tiamat Purg. Like, it's one of those things you just hold on to in anticipation for. Eldritch Beast Purg could come in the future. I hold on to those drops. Sigil Floating Thorns, that's an Eldritch Beast drop. Crimson Scale, Eldritch Beast. Seething of Calamity, that's from Logos Armament. I hold on to them. You need them for Tempest. Gloom Prophecy, you need them for the Ignis Weapon. You need all these stuff. Empty Graves, you hold on to those. Retrograde Elixirs, hold on to those. You need those for Dullahan weapons, actually, and Darkfins. Tea of Eternal Night, that's from Abyss, you hold on to that. Brain of Chaos, that's Abyss. Fused Calamity Debris, that's a rare reward from the Abyss dungeon. Tusk of Hope, you need that to fight Abyss. I don't know how I got so many of those, to be honest. Artery of Longing, same thing. Fiery Homunculus, Nocturnus Hemlock, those are from Farming Mephistopheles. I held on to them for years, and then the event for Dullahan came out. I had them, I didn't have to worry about them. Frozen Hellhorn, you hold on to those. Winds of Rage, Fallen Cross, you hold on to all these things. Spirit Seal. Raiment Tatter is a drop from Kaguya. I would hold on to it. There's a chance in the future we might get Kaguya Purg, or they just might get, if they're making us use Lunar Leaves now, they're probably going to make us use Kaguya's drops in the future for something. And in the past, I have gotten rid of the items, like eye patches and stuff, but now I hold on to all of them. Ancient Jewel, it's the rare drop from fighting the Dragon Arc on the moon in Kaguya's home. I hold on to it now. Limiter, same thing. Rusted Jewel, Tenryu Jewels, all the Dragon Arc drops, I hold on to those. You get them in Purg, but still, I would still hold on to them. Because, like, when the Redux came out, it took marrows. We're like, whoa, it takes 100 marrows, that's insane. And marrows became this hot commodity. You hold on to that stuff. Absolutely. Like, anything from the Gargs, even Crag. Like, I don't know why, like, I think the Frozen of the Fortune ended up using Crag wings and shells and scales. People would ask me, where did you get that? And I said, it's probably from Crag Gargoyle, but I've had them for years. I've never had to farm them again. So anything energy-wise, you just hold on to be honest. Like marrows, hearts, wings, grudges, even Levenlands. All that stuff, when you get it from an exchange shop, you hold on to it. And you guys already know, Striped Bandana, Zirconium Ore, Jolly Roger, all those things you hold on to. Gyuki Horn used to be really, really, really like an important drop to have, but ever since Mines of Delusion started having spiders everywhere and you could kill them and they could drop Gyuki Horn, their value dropped insanely. So I hold on to them for when I have to make Glazer 1s. Like, that's what they're for. Gyuki Horns are for making the Glazer 1 bow. They're good to keep around. Spider Silk, it's for the Brianak. It's good to keep around. You need that if you're ever making like an Alcyn or Yeah, I don't think you need the Brionac for the Dragon Arc weapon, but you need it for, like, if you're making a Revolt or an Elsin. So I hold on to Spider Silk, Yuki Horn, Jolly Rogers, Zirconium, Striped Bandana. Firewood is one of the hardest drops in the entire game to get. Keep your Firewoods. Washcloth is a drop from, I think, the Rock guys, and I hold on to it because it's uncommon how many times you get it. I don't think it's something that you really need to save up, but I would hold on to it. Lively Earthworm drops from the Geiso Worm. I hold on to it. Knuckle Salt, very rare drop. Hold on to that. Hardened Carapace, incredibly rare drop. I only have 19, and I got them farming Myrtles. You hold on to that. Worn Map, hold on to that. And Fired Shell, Model Ship, Traffic Safety Charm. That's an item that's dropped from Oboro Guruma in Oshu. Basically a boss drop. I hold on to it. Distribution Map, same thing. Chrysanthemum, Axe of Purification, Soul Kotu. These are Jiro Spider drops. Bewitching Perfume, High Quality Lotion. That's another drop that came up really, really important recently. Jiro Spider's Obi. I've thrown away all of mine in the past, and now I have none, and I need to farm 100 of them. So that's something I'm kicking myself for, getting rid of. Sutra Script Talisman, same thing. It drops from the Burger King boss. Yokon Scriptures, they're all very rare drops. I hold on to them. Coconuts, you don't really need to hold on to your coconuts. You get them from events, exchange shops sometimes. These are used to go to Tanegashima and trade it in for a stone box. You should probably just trade them all in for stone boxes. They're not very hard to farm if you need them. You don't need to hold on to your coconuts. High grade silk is a very, very annoying drop. You need it to make the Akane weapons if you have the recipe. If ever they come back, I would hold on to high grade silk. Amazing Trowel is a drop from, I believe, the purple Nurikabe. It's kind of hard to get. I think there's something that uses it for like one drop, maybe an axe or something, but I remember I needed it for something and now I never get rid of it. Huge Gold Club, you need that for, I believe, it used to be needed for the Levin Lance weapon, and they reduxed the recipe and now we don't really need it. An Electric Eel is from the big green Yagyo. It's a rare drop. It's not that hard to farm, to be honest, but I hold on to it. This is a big point of contention. Elder drops, Vermilion Handkerchief, Asclepian Coin, and Heaven and Earth Dregs. These used to be some of the most important materials ever because you needed them to make the gargoyle weapons, and they reduxed it out of the recipe. They're no longer needed. That dungeon is incredibly tedious to farm. I would hold on to these for dear life because you never know if they'll make like a new perg in the future or some new weapon that they're really on line to do. They've been doing that a lot. I hold on to them. Herculean Boulder, I hold on to that. That's from Oppenheimer. Shira Kamenwa, same thing. Protenin, all Oppenheimer drops. Herculean Boulder was needed for something, I remember. So it's good to have. Green Doppelganger Mushroom, that drops from Veronica. That's the dungeon in the well in Kaga. An annoying drop to go get because the dungeon's kind of long and annoying. I hold on to it. Same thing with Skull Remote and New Pacifier. They're all Veronica drops. Fallen Angel Wings, that is a Satan drop. Spellbook of Rage, Flames of Rebellion, Demon Overlord's Chaos. They're all Satan drops. Shivering Wind, Bloodstained Key, Frozen Darkness. To be honest, personally I hold on to all the Satan drops. But if you were really, really, really pressed for space and storage, if you're able to beat Satan in like 10 seconds or like 20 seconds, like very, very, very handily, I personally don't know how much of this stuff you'd really have to hold on to. Like if you really wanted to, hold on to your Spellbook of Rage, hold on to your Fallen Angel Wings, but the other drops like Frozen Darkness, Bloodstained Key, Shivering Wind, like unless you have a lot of them like I do, they're very easy to farm if you just want to burn 2 hours some point and just get it. But personally, I hold on to it. Yeah, save your Lucifer drops. Like everything is going to be usable again, and that's really good, but that's one of the problems with this. Gilded Blinds is one of those Kyoto drops that's important. I hold on to it. Tengu Featherfan. Never get rid of any Tengu drop ever. You will hate yourself. You're like, oh, it's just Tengu. I fight him every other dungeon. It's like, no. Like, no one... Like, we farm War Bazooka for mags, not for Tengu. We get that just occasionally. You don't want to... You don't want to get rid of Tengu drops, or Tengu's Exhale, Smoke Bomb, all that stuff. You never want to get rid of that. Even if you go farm Byakko Cavern Arcane in like 2 minutes, like it's not worth it. Keep that stuff. Lively Bulbs. Anything from that tree boss in Kaga, you keep it. Lively Bulb, Chaos Wasabi, Tep Flute, Tep Extract. Hold on to that stuff. Quality pickles, you don't need to hold on to quality pickles at all. They're from Yamamba. Like, if you really needed them, you would just go run Juncture for them. They're not that pressing of a drop to hold on to. I don't know why I'm holding on to them. Armored Territory drops from the Punk Kappas. I think it's needed for something. I can't remember what, but I hold on to it. Excellent Knife can only be obtained by breaking down mags. It's incredibly rare. I doubt they'll ever use it for anything unless they increase our way of getting it. But I hold on to it because it's an incredibly rare drop that can only be obtained from breaking down mags. Shigaraki, that drops from the Mudboat Tanuki. If you ever get one, hold on to it for dear life. It's been in a couple exchange shops recently. Hold on to them. And if you don't plan on ever making a Dullahan weapon or making the 133, players will buy these. Put them in stalls for minimum. You can make 5 OC per. A lot of the game's economy revolves around Shigaraki and Tanuki Pelt. Absolutely. They're very, very valuable drops. They became one of the most tedious things ever, and now because of the new perk having lunar leaves, they're like, we would sooner farm 1,000 Shigaraki than 1 lunar leaf. Which says a lot. Fruit of Transience Tentacle, Typhon drops, hold on to those. Nyudo Rosary, that drops from the Nyudo. He's a field mob. You can find him in some bosses in the lines as a boss. You can fight him very, very quickly in the sewers. There's a dungeon where you just fight a black cat and him. If you want to just farm that dungeon, you can get this stuff no problem. I know there's some mag that takes like Rusted Razor, or there's some weapon that takes it, so I hold on to it. But generally, you don't have to hold on to this stuff. Rusted Razor, you can just farm it if you need it. Ubume's Nest, that drops from the birds. It's their rare drop. I believe there's something that makes... Yeah, hold on to glass marbles. Yep, that was one of the things I brought up really earlier. Like, drops are one thing, but mags, especially rare mags, like that are just random drops, I hold on to them. You never know when they're going to be useful. And trying to get them again is rough. Some people, you know how hard it is to get a hunter's mag. Like, some people say, just say no. Don't even, like, it's a breaking point for a lot of people getting that stuff. You hold on to it. Baby bottles are needed for ornamentations. I hold on to it. Childbirth amulet, I can't remember if it's used for anything or not. My apologies, but I hold on to it. Mainly just because I farm baby bottles, because they're needed to make, not ornaments, I think it's, they're needed to make, one of the mags that breaks down into light and firestones. Pufferfish Lantern was used for something. I hold on to it. I don't remember what. I think it's a Chiami mag. I could be wrong, but I hold on to it. Hebi Sakurai drops from the Reaper Death Sites. I hold on to it because it's a boss drop. I get it a lot when I farm... you get it a lot when you farm gargoyles for like Redux or Marrows or anything, but I hold on to it just because it's a boss drop and it takes energy to get it. Sickle Whetstone... same thing, that's one of the Reaper drops. I hold on to it. Hell's Bible, never get rid of these. Their drop rate is incredibly low. They were a myth years ago, and they're really, really hard to get. Hold on to those. Black Smoke, same thing. It drops from Hades. It's an incredibly long load time if you're on PS4, even PS5. Running that in Nether Seki, very annoying. Hold on to that. Cerberus Vinegar, that drops from the Cerberuses. It's up to you if you want to keep it or not. Cerberuses are a lot more common these days. Up to you if you want to get rid of it or not. Really, really up to you. Same thing with Honey and Spike Collar. Cerberus drops, you could farm them if you want to, but it's really up to you. I hold on to it. Lifespan Candle. That's the rare drop from the Reapers. I think it's used for an ornamentation. I think it might be used for like maze or crosswise, something like that. I think you need 10 at a time. I hold on to it. Withering Spirit, that's also needed to make the mag that goes with the baby bottles to get light and firestone, so I hold on to Withering Spirits. I just have 5. I probably could get rid of them, but I hold on to it. Tanuki Kettle, that drops from, I believe, the Tanuki in Sekigahara. I hold on to it. It's a boss drop. No one ever wants to farm the Sekigahara Battleground, so I hold on to it. Kaki no Tane, same thing. Seshu Seki Fragments, those are very valuable for the Dullahan weapon. Same thing with Foxmask, Seshu Seki. You can farm these incredibly easily doing... you sometimes get them from breaking down mags like cockatoos, scorpions, things like that you get in like the cat dungeon or on the moon, badgers. But I hold on to it. They are needed for the Dullahan weapon, and you need a crap ton of them. So, and the best way to get them is to run is to really use your energy and run Juncture and get to floor 10, kill the 3 mobs, reset, reset, reset. That's the fastest way to get them in the game. Same thing with Fox Mask. Fox Charm as well. Fox Charm is needed for the Avengers on Monsters ornamentation. It used to be needed to make the Levin Lance gargoyle weapon. It no longer needs them, but it's still a very, very valuable drop. Never get rid of it. Very low drop rate. Sekigahara Cake, that is a drop from the Fox in Sekigahara. I mean, you can hold on to it if you want. They're not that hard to get if you wanted to farm them. The problem is you have to run the dungeon for it. I hold on to them because that dungeon's annoying. Raisins are a very valuable drop. Most of you only ever get it breaking down mags. I've had a lot of questions, where do you get raisins? Raisins drops is actually from when you do Odin, and you do it on Mount Kuruma. Raisins drop from the crystals he spawns. Raisins drop from crystals. It makes no sense. I'm not sure if other crystals drop raisins or not, like the ones in Elder. Like, I can't remember, but raisins, very valuable. I wouldn't get rid of them. They're very, very annoying to get. Golden Helm Fragments only drop from Odin. They're in a lot of exchange shops. Get these things. You need them for Luna Symphony. Burnt Talisman is an essential part of the Fated Contractor ornamentation. You never get rid of Burnt Talismans. Their best place to farm them is Warabizuka. Ancient Coin drops from Yagyos. It's kind of a rare drop. I don't know if it's really used for anything. Maybe some minor ornamentations. I hold on to it just because it's kind of annoying to get. But at the end of the day, you don't really need them. Manifestation Pouch. I don't even know what this is. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea. It's a small pouch that Bakaneko almost often carry. I wonder if they'll emit some kind of strange light. I don't know where these come from. I only have 32 Manifestation Pouch. It's actually confusing me. I don't know where this came from. I don't know what it drops from. Maybe it's a Black Cat drop. I'm going to look it up. I typed Manifestation. Ouch. I forgot the P. According to the wiki, it drops from nothing, is used in no quests, and is used for crafting nothing. According to the wiki. It's only obtainable through Moroku's bargains, apparently. That's the side note on the wiki. So this drop, while it is currently used for nothing, it's like the Fish Eye and the Excellent Knife. It's something that can only be really gotten in bargains or from breaking down mags, like Druma Whiskey. Like, it's one of those super rare drops, I guess. I hold on to it because of that reason alone. I never knew where they came from. I'm really glad I looked that up. New Heart, New Cry. They are used for making some bows, the new drops. I hold on to them for that reason, because of making the Lucifer weapons and stuff. Really up to you if you want to get rid of it. If you really want to farm news, again, like if you want to make room and you only want to farm them when you need them, just go farm Azami Crossing and you'll get a ton of new drops that way. Mantra, very, very valuable drop. It's very rare. Normally it's rare, but there's a better way to farm it now in the Mount Kuruma dungeon, the new Kyoto dungeon in Mount Kuruma. If you go there, first room, you guys probably seen me farm this a couple times. It drops some little paper things. Very rare drop. It is needed to make the, I believe it's needed to make the Nothung and the Mizukiri. I think it's needed for the Nothung and Avengers on Monsters, and it's needed to make the Waning Moon Magatama, which breaks down into Light and Firestones. Very, very important. Never get rid of mantras. I've gotten rid of them in the past. One of those things you kick your ass for. Ashes is the normal drop from the little Shikiduruma paper thing, Shikigami papers. I feel like it's used for something, but I can't remember what, but I hold on to it. Decorative Legs is the drop from those big statue monsters that there's one room in ACM, you fight like 5 of them. These mobs, like Daibakaze, they're regular mob. They are very, very rare enemies, to be honest. I hold on to Decorative Legs all the time. I think they're used for one ornamentation, the big defense type ornamentation. It used to be really good, but now it's kind of fallen off. but they are used for that ornamentation. Untarnished weapon. I used to like it, but now there's better options. But that's what it's used for. Still a very annoying boss drop to find. Like, I've been playing this game for like 9 years, and I only have like 90 of them, 100 of them. Very rare. Diamond dust is needed, or it used to be needed for the air-cleaving sword. I'm not sure if it still is or not. But it drops from the red rock monsters. You can farm them in a lot of areas. I hold on to it. Like, I get it in a lot of mag disintegration, but I hold on to it. Charcoal, you don't really need to hold on to charcoal. The only thing charcoal's really used for is 1 mag. You can make like the Ravaging Wolf Magatama and break it down for stones. Apart from that, you don't need to hold on to charcoal. And even then, you need 20 per mag. It's not really worth it. Although we do pick up a lot of charcoal farming Shigaraki, so that's why I have it. Same thing with Onigawara. It's one of those drops from the rock guys. You can get rid of it if you want. Gypsum, you never get rid of gypsum. You need it for Fated Contract. You hold on to gypsum for dear life. Cursed Blood, hold on to that stuff. It's needed to make the Bloodsucker and the new Purg weapon. Crushed Nail, same thing. Wheels are used for a bow, I believe. Maybe the Glazer 1. Hold on to your wheels. Blue Flame Lantern, they're needed for the Fallen Star weapon. If ever there's a Fallen Star Purg, we have to make 8 Fallen Stars. Keep your Blue Flame Lanterns, your Quiet Zeals, your Scorching Furnaces. Keep all that stuff. Can I tell you what stats count for switching Vanguard? Yep. So, when you switch to Vanguard, so here's what the Vanguard takes into consideration when you switch into Vanguard. The Vanguard takes into consideration whatever's on your mags and your accessories. Accessories are considered 0 chakra mags, by the way. So anything on an accessory transfers to the player and the Vanguard. So anything on your mags, so skill force, attack, element, critical, cooldown, defense percent, attack percent, damage multipliers, everything on your mags that applies to the character also in turn applies to the Vanguard. Great question, by the way. So everything on the mags transfers. Everything on your accessories transfer. So one thing I'm honestly not certain about or not is affinity. I'm uncertain if affinity factors into a Vanguard's damage because you're not holding that weapon when you Vanguard swap. So I'm pretty sure it matters, to be honest. I think affinity matters. It looks at your attack when you Vanguard swap minus all weapon effects. So here's where it gets a little confusing with Vanguard swapping. So when you Vanguard swap, it does not factor in the effects on your weapons. So the 10 crit you have, like this is the clearest example of it. Most weapons, every weapon that's smelted to level 100 gives you 10 critical. If you have 100 critical, including that weapon into the calculation, when you Vanguard swap, if someone else looks at your profile, because you can do that, when you go into Vanguard, someone else can look at your profile in dungeon, and they can see your stats. They will notice that you had 100 crit before you Vanguard swapped, and then after the fact, you will have 90 crit because it does not calculate weapon effects. So weapon cooldown, weapon, right, it only factors in the weapon's base attack and smelted attack. So the weapon's attack is factored, like your attack plus weapon attack plus mag effects and accessory effects go into your attack value for being a Vanguard. Your affinity matters. Like if you, like let's say you had the same attack, you had like 4 different weapons, like let's say you had like a staff, a bow, a twin, and an axe, and they were all the same attack value because of whatever reason, and you were wearing axe accessories that give you 50% more attack. If you swap with the axe, you're going to have more attack in the Vanguard as opposed to swapping with your staff. Like, that's just how it goes. Like, a lot of us, sometimes we swap with a staff, and we see our attack go way down because of just the nature of it. And it's also a reason why a lot of players, especially staff players, will Vanguard swap with an axe because they have incredibly high base attack. If they have an other side axe or a Dark Fin or a Supreme, those things have a really, really high attack for the axe. Not really sure on the Supreme or not, but I know Dark Fin was one of the last axe weapons to have its insanely high attack value before they started, like, you know, curtailing axe having so much attack, and all these new weapons that come out like Purgs, they all have pretty much the same range of attack. So what goes into consideration when you Vanguard swap is the base attack of your weapon, like fully smelted, plus your innate attack, plus your affinity, plus your mag effects. So if you have a weapon like a Dragon Arc Purg that gives you 30% attack unconditionally, that 30% attack will not go into your Vanguard. So like if you are holding a Dragonarch Purg and you have 70k attack when you Vanguard, you're actually losing the 30% that was on the weapon, plus the, the crit and all that stuff. So, yeah, Supreme, it does have really good attack, absolutely. So your affinities brought into it and your affinity only matters based on the weapon you swap with. So if you have accessories that give you, let's say there was an accessory that gave you axe affinity and bow affinity, and you're a bow player, and you realize that your axe is stronger than your bow, because of your accessories, your axe attack will be really, really high, and you're better off switching with it than your bow, if that's something you're really worried about or concerned about. But yeah, that's what goes into a Vanguard. So all your mag effects, all your accessory effects, none of the weapon effects, just the weapon's base attacks fully smelted. That's all that matters. Weapon type doesn't matter, it's all attack based. So, great question. Shunoban Horn, that drops from the Shunobans, these little red dancing devils that dive at you. They turn on fire. There's blue ones like Yamamba and the red ones. Shunoban Horn you hold on to because you do need Shunoban Horns in order to craft, I believe, a certain weapon that's needed to make something else. Shunoban Horn is important. I think it's for bows. There is a dungeon you can farm. It's like a minute run and you fight a Shunoban in it. To get them, you can also run Juncture or ACM, but they're only at the end of ACM. Yeah, people still run Tiamat Oni and Palace of Rain Oni just for medals. People do it every day on the daily. Yep, they do. I join in every now once and again to get Purg medals. Yep. Or not Purg medals, sorry, Oni medals. So, red scales, you hold on to those. They're needed for the Chiami mag. Once I found that out, I never got rid of them. Gray apples, boss drop, you can get them very easily in Yakumo Temple. Regardless, hold on to them. Black Moss scales, same thing. These drops are needed for the new perk. Burning water is needed for the Nothung, you hold on to it. Metal gear is needed for Heavenly Shield, you hold on to it. Eternal Cloud, I believe is needed for something, but I can't think of it. Yeah, they're really good for the fuse recipes. Spirit Mirror Shards are needed for Heavenly Shield, you hold on to it. Melting meat, I needed some the other day. I didn't have any. One of the weapons I was making for the revolt needed melting meat, so I hold on to it. Kibidongo is a rare drop. I think it drops from Cursed Momotaro. Most of the time you'll get it from breaking down mags, but it's annoying to run Sakurajima, so I hold on to Kibidongo. Stained Bandage, same thing. Pale Colored Thorn, Tiamat drop. Very easily farmable in Yakumo Temple, but you hold on to it. You need this for the Tiamat weapons. If they ever make Tiamat Purg, we'll need a lot of like Pale Colored Thorns and Scales. Silk Bag, needed for Heavenly Shield, you hold on to it. Peerless Crest, you hold on to it. Ornate Handle and Peerless Crest were needed for the gargoyle weapons back in the day. I'm not sure what they're used for now, but I hold on to them nonetheless. Rotted Helm. Rotted Helm is needed. I started collecting Rotted Helm, and I can't remember why. I'm going to look that up, actually. Rotted Helm. Let me see. Because the wiki is actually really nice. It tells you what they drop from, what they're used for. Okay, so Rotted Helm is very important. It drops from Hangon, Mushas, East and West, and Mechanical Soldier. So you can get them farming Palace of Rain on Hell. No problem when you're farming mags and stuff. They are needed for making the Burai Magatama, a very powerful Magatama that increases your attack by 15%. It's pretty much like the opposite of a Chiami, where it's like around the same chakra cost, same ornamentation ability. One gives you attack, one gives you survivability. Burais are very, very powerful. Rotted Helm is used for that. Ever since I figured that out, I never got rid of them. Purified Oil, insanely valuable drop. It drops from the Three-Eyed Sumashi. Very annoying to farm. I mean, it kind of is. And a very low drop rate. They're needed for horse mags. They're needed for so many things. I think they might even be needed for Redux. I can't remember everything Purified Oil is used for, but it's used for everything. How hard is it to make a White Brilliance? You have to run Oni mode a lot to get your lightning cores, but the hardest part about getting the White Brilliance in the raid is honestly just getting your recipe to drop. It's reward only, and there's 16 recipes that can drop, and for you to get yours, it's a 1 in 16th% chance. I've only ever gotten my recipes like 2 or 3 times, ever. And I went like 6 months without getting it, and I just like stopped playing for a while. They're rough. The recipes are not sellable. The recipes from regular Tiamat, like you need the first form, second form, third form, fifth form, like all the normals, and then all the hard versions of Tiamat, hard, easy, normal, hell. You need all their drops. All those recipes are sellable. They're tradable. Like everything up to Spark and White Flash. But then the White Brilliance and the Raid are only obtainable from running Oni mode. That's the hardest part about getting it, is getting your recipe to drop. Large Skull is needed for something recently. I can't remember what, but I hold on to it. It drops from the giant skeletons. Someone was asking me for a Large Skull the other day, and they sell for 50 minimum. It's not worth buying off anyone. The best place to farm Large Skull is like Nishidera in Kyoto and Lacus Mortis if you kill the right enemy in the first room. It leads you to a room with like 5 or 6 of them. Sinister Bones, these are needed for ornamentations and mags. They drop off the giant skeletons. Poison Toad Neurotoxin, you hold on to it. It's a very, 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 very rare drop. It only drops in one dungeon in the game. In Hibious Sewer Management, really hard to get. High grade toad oil drops off any frog monster in the game. Best place to go is Sato Mine, but you need them to make the Glazer 1. Bo has so much pain. They need all these drops that are just annoying, but you hold on to high grade toad oil. Amagero Tongue, I don't know why I have it. I think it might be used for something, but I'm gonna look that one up too. I'm learning about as much as you guys are. Oh, wow. There's an A before the E. Like, I was trying to look it up, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. It's a super rare drop from the frogs. It's used to make Himono Magatamas. Himonos are very, very powerful. Thanks, Shinkyu. Himonos are a mag that has holy, fire, and wind on them. 3 elements for 15 chakra. It just lowers your Ryu gain. But Amagero Tongue is used for it, so hold on to that. The Himono mags, if you can ornament them correctly, if you ever get like triple fire Himono, double like fire holy, anything like that, very, very, very powerful. That's probably why I hold on to it. I didn't remember. Like there's some things that I'm just disciplined to keep, and I just don't remember why. Reverse Compass, it's a drop from Beelzebub. You hold on to it. It's needed for a lot. Sulfur, same thing. Embryo only drops from the fly sacks themselves. You guys might remember me farming flies forever for mags back in the day, and Embryo only drops from the flies, the fly eggs themselves when you kill them. So it's very, very rare. You might get it. I have gotten a lot of them from breaking down Waning Moon Magatamas. I know it's a hot commodity right now because you need them for the new purg. So Waning Moon Magatamas, you can break those down with the whole mantra farm to get embryos. That's a pro tip there. But you hold on to Embryo. It's needed for the new purg. It's needed for the Force of Chaos weapon. It's needed for a lot. All the fly drops right now are needed for weapons, so you hold on to them. Cursed Crab Claws, I believe, are needed for a certain staff or an ornamentation. Very, very rare drop from crabs. You hold on to it. Giant Cucumber is a drop from Kappas, and it's used for something. And in my mind, it's telling me that it's for Oni no Dachi. But it's a very important drop. Like, as easy it is to get, like some people will just farm it when they need it. It's needed for the Bell Cricket Magatama, Suihasen Magatama, Colored Carp Magatama, according to the wiki, and they drop from Punk Kappas. I think they drop from all Kappas, to be honest. Oh no, it's Shell Fragment. It's just from Punk Kappas. I hold on to them. I think there's something I need them for. Some weapon that's not on the wiki or something, but they are valuable. Shell Fragment, you need that for the Susano quest. You need like a lot of them. Shell Fragment might be the one for the Oni no Dachi, if I had to guess. Shell. Why won't it find Shell? Do I have to capitalize it? Shell Fragment. I did have to capitalize it. Thank God for the wiki, though. Yep, Shell Fragment is used for the Giron Sword, Armor Breaker, and Oni no Dachi weapons. Very, very, very important, especially considering the Giron Sword is needed for all the Dragon Arc purgs and Dragon Arc weapons. Laughing Bag is an item that can only be gotten from breaking down mags. It's incredibly rare. It's used for nothing. I hold on to it in case it's ever used for anything. Headband Blindfold, I believe that's dropped from Momotaro. So, support staff? That's a really good question. So, So there's actually two different categories to it. So if let's talk support staff really quick. So any damaging skill for staff is going to rely on attack and skill force and element. Okay, cool. Just like any other skill. But for the support skills, in order to cast anything like rank 4 or higher, you need to have, like, if it's rank 4, you need 55 mind to cast it. I think. It might be like 55 for rank 5, 65 for rank 6, and 75 for rank 7. Yeah, that sounds about right. So if you're using a rank 7 cure, you need to have at least 75 mind. If you're casting Medi 6, you need to have at least 65 mind. If you're casting Rapid Storm 5, you need to have at least 55 mind. For all those staff skills, you need to have like 5 more mind than it states as the level. So if it's rank 5, you need 55. Rank 6, 65. 7, 75. A Sublime, this is another point. Staff Sublimes also require you to have that mind requirement, and Staff Sublimes are considered rank 8. Currently, we do not have any Staff Sublimes that are pure support skills. This is a very, very good question, a very good point. And if it comes out at one point that Meditation Sublime comes out, or Extend Heal Sublime, or Resurrection Sublime, Rapid Storm Sublime, you know, any one of those support skills comes out as a Sublime, they will be rank 8 and will require players to have 85 mind to cast. So that's something to bear in mind. Right now, it's not a big requirement. A lot of us have, you know, 80 or less mind on our builds. But if ever that comes about, where these Sublime versions of support skills come, we will have to up our threshold for minimum mind if we plan to use those skills. So that's a very good point. So to answer your question, though, so things like Cure require skill force. So like Cure, First Aid, they are skill force based and attack based. So attack and skill force, they go into the healings, take into effect attack and skill force. I know that Cure and Heal and all that are considered holy skills. I don't think Holy affects it. I really don't think, because people use, like, case in point, back in the day, when people had the other side staff, they had a triple First Aid other side staff, and they would heal with it, and that thing, they would have, like, negative 100 holy, and they were still healing really good. I do not think, even though heals are considered holy, they do not factor in your holy element into them, because then negatives would take into a play, and it doesn't. So when it comes to Meditation, Invigorate, the number you generate based on those skills comes down to your attack. So everyone they have a base attack, a base Invigorate that they can give, but then for every 1,000 attack you have while using the weapon, you get another number to Invigorate every time. So when you're using Invigorate, Meditation, it's your attack in intervals of 1,000 that matter. Resurrection just depends on if you have enough mind to cast it. Cure is based on attack and skill force, so you do need like universal mags or staff mags to really get the most out of your cure, your extend heals, your first aids, etc. So that's how that works. So it's all base attack, skill force for healing and damage, and it's mainly all just base attack, but for heals it is skill force. But for Meditation, Invigorate, it is all just raw attack. That's a great question. White Peach Pudding is, I believe, no, it's Tart Peach, that's the one. White Peach Pudding, I think it drops from little tiny, not Darumas, but the stickies. And no one ever dies of the stickies. White Peach Pudding. Well, I actually like typed the whole thing out instead of just clicking the thing. Wow. White Peach Pudding drops from the Peach Sticky, as I figured, and it's needed for the Crane Magatama, which is a Spear, Affinity, and Pierce mag. Not too incredible of a mag. You can get it in Palace of Rain or Kaguya's Home if you want, but that's what it's used for. Which one is Brown Mephi and which one is Purple Mephi? Purple Mephi is the one you fight in the Rift, and then regular Mephi or Brown Mephi is the one you fight in the underground arcane caverns. The Room of Rites, Ancient Room of Rites. Regular Mephi is the one that's going to have the I can't remember what his drops are called, but you'll know the difference. The Purple Mephi has the Empty Graves and the Retrograde Elixir. The other one has his other drops. I can't remember the name of them. They're really long. but I'd know them if I saw them. Hardy Daikon, you hold on to it. It's needed for confining terror ornamentation. Fish Eye can only be gotten from breaking down mags or bargains. It's needed for one quest in the game, but you hold on to it. It's very, very rare. There's no monster that drops it. Potent Venom and Centipede Fluids. These went from being useless to being... You need to have a crap ton of these to make the new Purg weapon, the Cursec weapon, even the 128. You need 30 Potent Venoms, and you need, I believe, 70 Centipede Fluid. Best place to farm this stuff is, honestly, Karaka Cave, when you're farming Shigarakis, if you want to pick up all the drops. There's tons of these guys there. And Mine of Delusions. Mine of Delusions also has Potent Venom and Centipede Fluids. So if you're trying to farm the Crystal Magatama and you need Jiro Spider Obi, farm Mine of Delusions. If you're trying to make Dullahan weapons, farm Karaka Cave. If you're trying to do both, pick one. If you're trying to only farm the Cursec weapon, I recommend doing Mine of Delusions and just going in, and if you get the right path, do it. If you get the left path, reset. It's really up to you. But if you're farming the spider as well, just do the whole dungeon. Centidote is needed to make... It used to be needed to make Mangoku mags. I don't think it is anymore, but that's what it used to be for. I really don't know if Centidote is used for anything anymore, but it's dropped. It's a very rare drop from Armored Mukade. Centidote. It drops from Armored Mukade, yeah. It's only used for the Poison Water Magatama now. It's not needed for anything else. What is a Poison Watered Magatama? Is that anything? It's how much chakra? 33 chakra. When poisoned, your attack goes up. It's not worth it at all. No, it's not. It's not viable. I wouldn't worry. Why did I close that tab? I wouldn't worry about it. Centidote's not really needed anymore. Baby Centipede Feelers. These are very, 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 very valuable. You can use them to make the 7 Treasures Magatama and break it down, and that is the best way to get Piercing Stones in the entire game. There is no dungeon to run Piercing Stones. There's nothing like that. Baby Centipede Feelers, you hold onto them, and you make 7 treasure mags, and you break them down. I remember learning that from one of my good friends, Harai. He told me that. Yep, that's how you get the Piercing Stones. Absolutely. That's so weird. I had the stream up on my phone, and then I went to reach for my phone, and it's just gone. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, you do need one Centidote for the Nakasendo quest, one of the medicine quests. That's right. You do need one Centidote, but once you pass that point, when you don't need Centidote anymore, and you don't need the drop from the wheels anymore, I don't think it's used for anything. Bell of the Cursed God is used for confining terror's ornamentation. Old Thread is used for something very important. I'm pretty sure it's the Oni no Dachi, but I think I just hold on to it. Like, once upon a time, you needed Oni no Dachi for everything in the game. Like, every weapon was based off the Oni no Dachi. Like, it was the base for every weapon. It's needed for the Crane Magatama and Colored Carp Magatama. It drops from the papers, the wind paper guys. The wiki is not saying if it's needed for any weapons. I'm pretty sure it is, but it is needed for Crane Magatama. I'm pretty sure it's used in a side quest or something. Yes, you do need it for the outfit in Kyoto, yep. Cotton Strips, you need that one as well. Cotton Strip is used for the outfit in Kyoto. The best place to get Cotton Strips is that one dungeon in a well in Kyoto. That's where you get Cotton Strips. Red Claws, very, 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 very important drop. You need this to make Mangoku mags, one of the best ways to make Dark Stones and Thunder Stones and Ice Stones in the entire game. Never get rid of your Red Claws, ever. Best way to get them is just to do Origami Magma for events that get drops, but literally Red Claw. You get a lot of them there, and also Nether Inaki Woods in the Nether. It's the best place to go. You do the first room, you get in and out, Red Claw, easy. Bamboo Raptocopter. I remember it was used for something. I'm not sure if it was reduxed out of the recipe for it. I'm gonna look it up because it used to be used for something. Bamboo Rotocopter. I remember needing this for like something all the time back in the day. It's used for the Black Kite Magatama, and if you're a spear player, Black Kite is actually one of our best affinity mags beyond the Sparrow. So when you have a build, like let's say for example, like 2 big mags and then a Chiami, and then you have room at the end, Black Kite is a very fantastic mag. It has a lot of pierce on it, low chakra. You can ornament a lot of things on it. Really, really good. If you're a spear player, hold on to your bamboo rotocopters. If you're not, don't worry about it. Yeah, because it gives you spear affinity and pierce. I have a black kite with double rain, and it's part of my most powerful rain builds. But if you're not spear, don't worry about it. Red dies, you do not need red dies. You only need red claws. Red dies can go to the Garbo. It can go to the Pointeruma. Gravemarker's Sword is a boss drop from the Onmarakis in Azami Crossing. You can hold onto them if you want. I don't really think they're used for much. But if you ever needed them again, because there's 4 bosses in Azami Crossing, you could easily farm them. You do not need to hold on to Gravemarker Sword, I don't think. I'm going to look it up, but I doubt it. Same thing with the Flint. It is used for nothing. Gravemarker Sword is used currently for nothing. You can get rid of it if you want. You get it from breaking down a lot of mags, and I think that's why I have it. Cult of Ghouls is also in the same book. I'm going to click on Onmaraki here and go look at Cult of Ghouls. Cult of Ghouls is a 2% drop on Hell. It's the really hard drop. You hold on to your Cult of Ghouls. The Gravemarker Sword, not so important, but Cult of Ghouls is very important. It is needed to make the Half Moon Crimson Hanya and the Brigandia. It used to be needed to make all the storm weapons, but I don't think it is anymore. But yeah, it is very important. Gravemarker Sword, however, is currently not needed. Soft Bill is really important. If you're a spear player, you need that to make Sparrow Mags. It drops off of Kijimunas. Daruma Whiskey is very, very rare. It's used for nothing. You can only get it from killing a lot of Darumas or breaking down the occasional mag. Embroidered Cushion, absolutely important. You need this for Fated Contractor. And it does not... You cannot get it from breaking down any mags. You can only get it from beating Chief Daruma, which is Yakumo Temple. Never get rid of it. Daruma Pipe is also important. You need it to create something that is valuable. Do not get rid of Daruma Pipe, ever. There was something that takes it. I can't remember. I'm going to look up Daruma on the wiki, and it's just going to blow up, because everything's Daruma. Oh, it's less than I thought. Daruma Pipe is also an accessory. That's hilarious. I don't know when PC got that, but there's a Daruma Pipe accessory. That is a corncob pipe for your character. I didn't know that. Can I not find Daruma Pipe on the wiki? Chief... Let me click on Chief Daruma, look that up, and it should show Daruma Pipe as one of his drops. And if I click on that, it brings up the actual drop. So there's a difference between Daruma Pipe and Daruma's Pipe. So, Daruma Pipe is needed for the Oni no Dachi. You never get rid of it. That's literally it. Cushions, yep. Cushions, you hold on to your cushions, your Daruma Pipes. Daifuku, I only have one Daifuku. Daifuku was needed for the quest to get more storage, funny enough. For those that haven't completed the quest yet, which takes rot raisins, Daifuku, a whole bunch of stuff. Daifuku is obtained running the Arcane Gembu Temple, I'm pretty sure. It's either Arcane Gembu or Arcane Byakko Cavern. I think it's not Arcane, regular Byakko Cavern. And it drops off of like a yellow sticky or something. Like it's a special sticky. I remember I had no idea, and Eva had to tell me where it was because I didn't know where it was. I had no idea, and ever since that I forgot about it. Daifuku. It drops off the Luck Daruma, Great Luck Daruma, and True Luck Daruma. So the Luck Darumas, I'm going to click on them, and it's the black Daruma, not the yellow one. And they appear in Kashinden. You can get them in Kashinden. Den of Karma, Kokujo Forest. It is Gembu Temple. It is Gembu Temple, not Byakko. So Gembu Temple. They're in the first room in Gembu Temple, actually. You can just go in and out. Onabi Shrine, Getomaru's Hideout, Anka Forest. That's pretty cool. So that's a Luck Daruma. What about Great Luck Daruma? Is there a difference? No. They're also found in the field in Izumo, but I wouldn't try trying to get that stuff off them. Daifuku is a 6% drop on Hell. Yeah, so it is Gembu Temple. Okay. Yeah, we got it off the little ones in Genpu Temple. Luck Daruma Fragment. I don't know why I hold on to that. I really don't know. Maybe it's just because they're rare, but maybe they're used for something. Luck Daruma Fragment. It's needed for the Purity Mag. The mag you need to get through Izumo. After that, you do not need Luck Daruma Fragment after that. Like, if you wanted to make and break Purity Mags, because I think they can give you, like, Firestones, I'm not sure. You can keep it if you want, but I don't think I'll hold on to Luck Daruma Fragment. Gift Bag is a drop that drops off the Life Daruma. I'm not sure if it's used for anything, actually, the Life Daruma. I only have 7 of them, I think, or 9, so I don't know if it's worth keeping them or not. Gift Bag might be a drop that doesn't actually drop off anything. It might be one of those drops. No, it drops off the Life Darumas. It's used for the Praying Mantis Magatama. I've never used one. You could probably get rid of Gift Bag. Galoom Daruma Fragment. I'm pretty sure it's used for... what the fuck? Give me a sec. There's a bug on my floor. Gotta kill it. Got away for now. Oh well. Oh. Alright, I'm back. So Gloom Daruma Fragment, what was that? I think it's used for the Oni no Odachi or something. Gloom Daruma Fragment. It is used for the Oni no Odachi and the Magatama of Admonition. So it's an Oni no Odachi drop, you hold on to it. So now we're getting into event drops, which is one of the main things that people want to know what's worth keeping and what's not. So apologies for taking so long to get here. Phantom Sulfur is the rare drop we just got from the last event with Akechi. If ever it comes back, it's needed to get the Crystal Magatama recipes, it's needed for the Ice Knowledges, and it's needed for the Ice Mastery Mags. Very, very rare drop to get. You hold on to it. Fox Fiend's Venom Sac is needed for the needed to exchange for the Light and Fire Knowledges mags in the Fox event with Shikibu. You hold on to it. Yokai Cocoa Butter. You get this from doing the Valentine's event. It's going to come back in a minute, so I'm going to hold on to it. It's going to come next week. Generally, after you've played the Valentine's event, you can trade in all of your Valentine's stuff for chocolate, or you can trade in all your chocolate for points, Daruma points. They trade in really, really well. Hey KMC, how you doing? Oh, you're asking what's the difference between Purple Mephi and like their weaknesses? They're both weak to mountain, but regular Mephi is weak to mountain and wind, and ice is kind of good on it. And then Purple Mephi is weak to mountain and pierce, and I want to say holy. Like they all do really well, but it's mainly mountain pierce and then mounts and stuff. Like KG beats it up. Yes, absolutely. All Valentine's weapons, absolutely. They're cudgels. I should bring that up again. Good point. Dark Fin Sashimi, that is an event drop that I got during the Silhouette event. It's never come back. They trade in for Daruma points. I could probably get rid of them. They don't have any actual... It's part of the Yoshimitsu Revolts event. The Gloomy Red Sea. I can get rid of that. Like, if it comes back, I'll farm more drops, but it's never come back yet for the Silhouette weapons. So event drops like that, you turn it into Daruma points. Generally, in events, you just want to keep the rare stuff, and then if something's a reoccurring event, so Valentine's events, like Valentine's comes every year for the past 3 years, you hold on to that stuff if you want, and you can use it next time, but chocolates are very, very easy to hold on to, very easy to get, so you don't really worry about it too much. So Dark Fin Sashimi. Yeah, it's one of those drops that you can get rid of. Like, if its event comes again, don't worry about it. It's probably a drop no one really has, but it's something I could get rid of for Daruma points. Pure Hearted Diamonds, you hold on to these forever. Every single one of these can be obtained in the Valentine's event, trading your chocolate for it. And they all sell for 3 million Ryu a piece. I started selling them recently because I knew Valentine's was coming back. But they're basically a 3 mil chest that you can get incredibly easily. Absolutely. Uncanny Teeth. This is a drop from the Toshi event with Yogg. It was needed to make the Cielo Magatama, along with Everspawn Egg. Everspawn Egg is one of those super rare drops. They are tradable, just like the Sulfur and the Venom Sac. But you hold on to Everspawn Eggs. Because if you have the Cielo recipe, if ever you did, you kind of hold on to all those drops. We can look at that in a minute. Bizarre Eyeball drops from Shub Niggurath, which is the green and yellow Yogg. So Goddess Crystal, Bizarre Eyeball, Curse of Prosperity. I don't even know what Curse of Prosperity is. Bizarre Wing, yep, Shub. Goat Horn, same thing. It's really up to you if you want to hold on to those drops or not. We're going to look at the Cielo recipe to see which ones are important, which ones aren't. Sublimation Orb. This is a drop that comes during our Christmas event with Mikami. It generally comes every year, the one with Dark Miyamoto, Lolly Musashi, and Evil Mikami. So the Sublimation Orb, it's one of those drops. It is a recurring event. You can hold on to it if you want. It is used every time. Then you have the Gratitude HQ Leathers and Textiles. These are very rare drops from the Gala events. If you've ever farmed that ever, you kind of hold on to these. They're very rare to get, and they take a lot. So I would hold on to them in case they bring back Gala. This year is going to be our 10-year anniversary, so good chance there's probably going to be a Gala event this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Pure Hex Copper, and Hex Coppers are drops from Oda's event. And you hold on to those. Pure Hex Copper, you hold on to those best you can. They're used for the Emanation Magatama, if ever you want that. Then you have your Oni medals, you hold on to those. Then you have a lot of other event items. So Spirit Incense is something that is completely useless. It is completely phased out. If you have any Spirit Incense, you can get rid of it. This used to drop off of every mob. They were used for some side quest or maybe making Kijimunas. I don't remember what their original intent was, but they're absolutely useless and garbage. I hold on to 999 because I had maxed them, and it's just like, to me, it's like a little trophy of times before. Santa's Parcel, that is a Christmas event from 2015. And I just hold on to it because it was an event way back when. They've never used it again. But, oh, you're very welcome. Very, very. Good to see you. Santa's Parcel, you don't need it. I hold on to it as a memento. Flower of Vita and Morse is really important for the Ivus events and making the Ivus weapon. It's a really rare draw from that. I hold on to it. Apart from that, I have no interest in making the weapon at any point in time, but it's very rare, and if they ever do another Cosmic Break Redux or something like the... Fuck, that's a crazy sentence. If they ever brought that back, I'd have some. Golden Acorns are a hellish drop from running Kintoki, and they suck to get. I hold on to them. Mill chest, 10 mil chest, Ryu chest, 3 mil chest, million chest, shit ton of them, you hold on to them. Refine Android components and Android use detection. This is the stuff you get from running. You get this stuff from running the moon dungeons. You need it to do the quest. After you do the quest, you don't need it anymore, but I've been lazy and haven't done the quest. I should do that. And that's what they're for. After that, you don't need them anymore. But they're a quest item that you need until you do the quest. After that, they're worthless. I don't even know if they trade in for Daruma points or not. Turtle Sigil, Yearning Tiger Sigil, Ancient Sparrow Sigil, Sigils. These are all needed to make the Mephistopheles weapons. If ever some perk comes out that takes a completion or anything at all, you'd want to hold on to this stuff. You can only get them from running the dungeon to completion or from the boss. So you get it as best you can. I hold on to it. Black and white stones, you get those from running Mine of Aragane, I think, in Oshu Terminus, and the Cave of Koro in Oshu Terminus, the one with all the Cerberuses and the one with all the gargoyles. White stones is actually a really good money farm. If you can do that in like under a minute or so, you get a mill chest every run, plus the drops that it drops. And Blackstone is an incredibly good money farm as well, because when you beat them, all the Cerberuses drop like 200k. So on a Ryu boost, that's where your Ryu boosts are really, really good, outside of doing Mephi. But black and white stones are needed to fight Lucifer. You hold on to them forever. If ever someone said, hey, can you come help me run regular Lucifer for a bit, you need black and white stones. Apart from that, we generally get Lucifer Purg and Lucifer LTD, which have completely eliminated the need to farm regular Lucifer. But if ever you wanted to, keep hold of them. Never get rid of them. Moon Fur, you can probably get rid of all your Moon Fur ever. I just fear that one day there'll be a Moon Fur weapon and I'm going to need Moon Fur for something. You do need it. It drops off every mob in the moon. And it's needed to make the Magatamas that give you the ones for the story. You need the Moon Fur. But you do not need to hold on to Moon Fur. I just hold on to it out of like just because. And in doing this list, I have taken out like 5 or 6 things from inventory. That's really, really good. One recent change is you can no longer keep your outfits for Vanguards in your storage. Like, I'm not allowed to put it in there. It'll say inventory full. You cannot put those items in storage. So they have to be on you now. So like Spring Dawn Kenshin, Sailor outfit change, Sailor outfit, Spring Dawn Kenshin. You know what? I think I have one now. I got one the other day. I don't even think I activated her. That would actually really help. I don't know if they take inventory or not, but we'll theory craft that right now. We'll find out. So I do have a Spring Dawn Genshin. So I can summon her. Cool. So now that I have that, I can go into my inventory again. Are the outfits considered these kind of... They're not. Outfits are not considered key items. That's really... Oh, that's outfits. So outfit change Spring Dawn Kenshin. If I use... So I have 249 right now. We're going to find out for sure. I'm going to use it. Okay, cool. So these outfits you get from buying packs and stuff, mystery busted, they do not consume your inventory. So even though they're there, they don't consume inventory space. Just like your Vanguards and stuff that you don't... you still hold on to them. They don't actually take inventory space. So that's a cool little myth bust. This item as well, the item ticket Lucifer and Satan's weapon, we're going to find out if that takes space. So I'm going to get another strawberry donut chair because I like strawberry donuts. And it looks like the one from The Simpsons. I will proceed. That one did take inventory, so if you have an extra of those tickets from events, they do take up inventory space. So now let's go through the actual storage. Things I keep on me. Refinement Reset Hammer, I keep them on me. You could keep them in storage if you had room, but I keep them on me because I can't use them from storage. Same thing with the whetstones. I sometimes keep them in storage, sometimes keep them on me. Friendship items, you can feel free to get rid of them. I just collect them and turn them into Daruma points. Restores, keep them on you. Extraction tickets, they're no good in storage, keep them on you. You never know when you're going to need them. Ornamentation items, you can keep them in storage if you want, but we tend to do a lot of inventory, or not inventory, but ornamentation. So keep all that stuff on you. Mag powders, you can keep them in storage if you want, but you can't use them from storage, so I keep them on me. Band-aids, I always keep my band-aids on me. I always keep my buttons on me. You never know when you're going to smelt and be like, oh, I thought I had a button and I didn't. Never. Always keep your band-aids and buttons on you. You never want to have an accident you're going to regret. Prayer crystals, they... Did I have prayer crystals in storage? I'm pretty sure I have a lot of prayer crystals. And you can also sort your inventory as well to see like what you have a little bit of. Generally, if you like do reverse own, you can see all your drops that you have very little of. And generally, unless it's like an event item, that's where you find the things that find a way into your inventory, into your storage without you knowing. So prayer crystals, yeah, I have a lot of prayer crystals. I have 1,200 prayer crystals, which is a lot. prayer crystals have to be used on your person, so you can only hold so many of them, I think. I don't think you can have... Oh, you can! Oh my god. I didn't know that. That's my old Oni brain. That's the old brain of Oni. So you can have all your prayer crystals on you. I thought you could only have 999. You can actually have more than 999 if you're in that predicament. And yeah, that saved me up another inventory space. Fantastic. So let's go through my storage again just to see what's worth keeping. And I do appreciate all the comments of like this helping people out. So all these things I have here, the manifestation scroll Genkes from the event, I never turned them in because then it would be, I think it would be harder for me to get to Leviathan, who's already at the bottom of my list. So that would suck. So I just never turned them in. Hair tickets, you can trade them in for points. There's no reason to have them on you. So I have 2 hair tickets on me right now. I have them both active. They're just duplicates. So I'm at 248. Let's test the theory right now. And what was that? Something was 50% off? I didn't see that far. And if you go to your point exchange in the Neon Coropon, you can turn them into points. That's their main purpose. I might have to do a video about what you turn into points and what you don't, but realistically, you don't turn your Vanguards and premium stuff into points ever because it's not worth it. No point of it. If you have more than 500 of a skill card or 300 of a skill card, probably feel free to turn them into points, honestly. Not Sublimes, not Oogies, not anything like that, just regular skill cards. All your hair tickets turn into points, that's all they're for. Never turn your mags into points, never turn your cudgels into points, your artisans, none of that stuff. Points are very simple. Tailors, you can do it if you want. If it's really taking up your inventory space, you don't need to hold on to tailors. The whole point of tailor is when you make a weapon like a Dark Fin that comes out at 800 Dura, you can pop a tailor right away and get 200 Dura out of it and then go from there. It's really min-maxing it. But if you're someone who's played, you know, owning a lot and do all your events, you have a shit ton of durability tickets, and they're not really necessary. But when you use them, it does feel good to min-max that thing. So what's 50% off? What did they say it was? Premium boost is 50% off? Oh, no, it's not. It's not 50% off. It just gives you 50% bonuses. I thought it was 50% off. Okay. I was confused. I was like, what? They should do that. If they did like 50% off like that, wow. So what is this? Oh, outfit change, regular clothes made Shizuka. Yes. Oh, I already have it. Oh, so I can trade that in for something. Points or whatnot. I already have it. Gargoyle, I can't use it. All these outfit things, I can't use it because the character's too low level. What? I thought they said I couldn't use it because the characters were too low level. What? I'm being bamboozled. Really? I thought they said the character had to be level 100. Oh, you can use them to get them out of your inventory, but they have to be level 100 to activate it. Oh, okay. I was really confused. Okay, so let's finish off the inventory. So, yeah, I'm learning lots of stuff. So when I did use the hair tickets, they did not consume inventory space. It did not go down. So that's what I wanted to learn. Because it's stuff that we learn and we forget about. Soul legs, keep them on yourself, like we said. Restores, keep them on you. Extraction tickets, keep them on you. That's where you're going to need them. Ornamentation items, keep them on you. Probably favorite Transcendent so you don't accidentally use them when you don't want to. Band-aids, always keep them on you. Ornamentation, enhancement stuff, always keep them on you. You're always going to smelt something these days. Buttons, same thing. Durability tickets, up to you if you want to keep them or not. I have a durability ticket 10. I don't know where it came from. I'm going to use it just to get it out of my inventory. There's no reason. Storage, because you can't use them from storage. Really up to you. Items that turn into cudgels. So delicious carrots and Valentine's weapons. These are really huge. Keep them forever. Keep them in your inventory. Keep them, like, only draw out about 99 of them in your storage at a time, or keep them all in storage, up to you. But always keep the Valentine's weapons and the delicious carrots weapons if you have them. They're all free cudgels and they're very, very, very important. Never get rid of them. I don't even think we have daily search anymore for weapons of Karma Hell. These identify really cheap into like weapons you can use to enhance Vanguards. That's all they're really for. And enhancing weapons. I don't think you can get them anymore, but you know, you don't get rid of them. Mephistopheles weapons, same thing. I hold on to them. You never know when you're going to need them. They are needed for Dullahan weapons. Seijaku weapons, Tamayura weapons, Suyu weapons. I hold on to them because they're needed for the Severance weapons. I did need them for the Revolt weapon. If ever you want to make that, they are needed for the El Sin. If you never plan to go towards any of that, you could just find them at your leisure later off the islands. Golden Weapon Hunt weapons. These are Golden Weapon Hunt. I hold on to them. You identify them really cheap. They're gold weapons. You can use them to enhance your Vanguards and your weapons. It's up to you. Recipes from Purg. All the Cursect recipes, they're not tradable except for the Twin Swords. The Twin Sword recipe is tradable, the 128 and the 133. And you don't really need them because they all drop. They're non-bizarrable except for the Twin Swords due to a glitch. Just a mishap when they made it. When they made the event on PC, the Cursect Exchange Shop, it didn't have the Twin Sword recipe in there. They had the Dullahan one, so they had to do a maintenance and put it back in. And because of that, it's tradable. Although you get it just from running Hell all the time, so it has no real value. Frozen Fortune recipes, I hold on to them, to be honest, just in case someone ever needs them. It's happened a couple times. Part of me and a lot of people just give up on it and they just trade them all in. It's up to you. But I tend to hold on to the Frozen Fortune recipes. And the base recipes, because you never know when someone's like, if someone needed the Axe recipe of Blue Light and the Frozen Fortune recipe, I have it right here. I'd give it to them for min or whatever, like 20 OC, whatever, 30 OC. You know, like, it's one of those things where I always meet someone new. It's like, oh man, that weapon's beautiful. Can I get it? It's like, I actually have the recipe. Yeah, man, you can get it. So, fused recipes, you want to hold on to those. Someone's always looking for fused recipes. 105 recipes, you don't have to hold on to them if you don't want, but you can always put them on the market. There's always someone looking for it for min. Very, very good things to have around. Skill boosts, you can get rid of them as soon as you want. I'm probably going to use them during the Chocolates event because I'll be able to skill farm incredibly fast. Premium boost, skill boost, and I'll probably level up the new Purgogi or something. Experience boost, I was talking about this. Right, so experience boost, I don't think, me personally being at level 140, I'm probably never going to use an experience boost ever again. Because, like, unless they release some super awesome dungeon for experience, which would invalidate the money they get from experience dungeon, I don't really see much use in experience boost outside from leveling mounts. So personally, I don't know if they can be traded in for points or not, but like experience boosts, 100, 200, I would just get rid of them, depending on where you are in the game. If you're very early, use them all time. But late game, you don't need the 200%, the 100%, the 50%. The experience boosts aren't really necessary, but I would hold on to the 300% and the 400% and the all boosts. Apart from that, experience boosts, 100, 200, no need of them. Ryu boosts, use them at your leisure. We tend to get so many of them that I can't even keep track of them, but I hold on to them nonetheless. Drop boosts, all drop boosts are valuable. Never get rid of a drop boost ever. I kind of wish they would release more 30-minute drop boosts, to be honest. Star Fragment, very valuable. It's used for fast travel, very important. Camellia, Lily, they're SP items. Lily I don't need. I just bought it for the daily achievement. I don't need it. I could eat it, but I'd have to put it in my hotbar. I don't have enough of them. It's up to you. Mega Potions, keep them on hand. High Potions, keep them on hand. Shenlong, for God's sakes, keep them on you. You need those. Revival Potions, if you have them, keep them. Then it comes to mags. Basically, all the mags you want on your person are the mags you're going to use, or maybe some things you try to sell. Generally, if you're not using the mag, or it's not something you pull out of inventory, keep it in storage if you can. Like my Heaven Mod mag, I use it. Monsoon Mon mag, which I made out of chance just from running events. I had the base mag from rolling once, and I was able to make the Monsoon Mod mag, the rain one, without even thinking. I just kept playing events, and I was like, whoa, it's lit. Oh my god. So I keep that on me. Heaven mag, keep it on me. Senryu, keep it on me. Corona, movement speed, keep it on me. Dullahan mags, they probably could be in storage. The Soul mag, I'll keep on me. The Cut mags, I could put in storage. The Lost mag, I could put in storage. But the thing is, I don't have as much. I couldn't store a lot of these mags in storage anyway because I'd fill up my storage. And everyone hates doing Juncture where you can't run storage. You can't run it because you're missing 2 spots. Soaring Peak mags I keep on me because they're knowledge mags. Generally, you want to keep all your knowledges. Every mag that you could potentially use, you kind of want to keep them on you, like Lucent mags, Holy, Fire, Kotonoa Redux. Yeah, like Levenlance mag, this should be in my storage. It shouldn't be on my person. Frozen Hell should be on me. Lychee should be on me. Thunder Mastery, Wind Mastery, Knowledge, they should all be on me. Incredible Winds, Fusion Bear, Temptation. Magatama Temptation. That's the thing we break down, isn't it? I shouldn't have that. That should be broken down. Chiamis, I keep on me. You guys know that I run through so many Chiamis all the time. Heydara makes you immune to critical hits. Very, very useful for some perks. Like Lucifer just beats the shit out of you and you're like, why am I dead? And it'll help you not be dead. Himonos, 4th mags, you want to keep them on you. Boo Rise, Frozen Hail Heart, Freezing Hell, Knowledge mags, basically knowledge, Cielo, knowledge, you know. Tempest, Dancing Water, Tempest, all this stuff. 105s, I keep them on me. Generally, I put them in stalls or I need them for fuse, you know. Warrior's Boons, you break those down. Mocha Mag is very good for... What is this? Oh, Mochas you break down for stuff. Skill Force Mags for Spear, I keep them on me. Hakabos I break down. Ronin's very valuable. Anything needed to make 105s I keep. Everything else I kind of break down. Heavenly Wolf Mag, you break that down. Jellyfish, break that down. Lion. Great Dogs, a 4th mag, you keep that with you. Black Kite, like I said, some of the best mags for Spear ever. Very, very low chakra. Like, this is a double ornamented unblinking eye. It went from 11 to 13. Double crit force and 25 Spear affinity and wind element. Very good mags. I have one for water as well. Double rain on it. I'm very, very proud of that. 15 chakra for 40 rain. Absolutely. Sparrows, very, very good. Everyone runs Sparrows. They're the lowest chakra mag that you can ornament for element. Fantastic. Fossilized mag, I can break that down. And this Ice Celestite, you save it because it's for the reduxes. So, weapons, generally you don't keep weapons in storage in case they're like just materials. So like veterans weapons or, you know, cool weapons you got from running old events. You know, you keep them with you. As for actual drops, I don't think I went through the whole list. My apologies. Stuff that you keep on you. Yeah, like I could keep Seijaku and Tamiyura weapons in storage if I want to. These recipes, I'm probably going to trade in a lot of the Kursek ones that can't be sold. Quality pick. These are the stuff I took out of storage, so you don't need to hold on to quality pickles all the time. Red dyes, red grave marker sword. Although it is a boss drop, it's very easy to get. You don't need to hold on to it. It's used for nothing so far. Luctruma fragment, nothing. Gift bag, nothing. Nirvana grape, that's an event drop. You would use it for the event. Dark. Basically, the only event drops you want to hold on to are the very, very, very rare ones like Everspawn Egg, Akashic Record, Sulfur. Just the ones that you have very little of. It's like, what is this? And then Ryu chests, you know, you tend to sell everything except for the millions all the time, and armor is used for a story quest. So as for food, soul eggs, you keep them on you. Drop boost, you keep all of them. Experience boost, just 300s. 200s could probably go away. I don't know if they can be traded for points or not. I don't know. I wouldn't just discard them. Mega potions, high potions, Shenlong. You keep all that stuff on you. Now, lucky boxes and stuff, I'm not sure if this, like, adds to the lag that your game experiences. Like, I have this Zenith Metal box. Now I don't have this Zenith Metal box. And it's like, maybe that's better. There's also a thing, especially if you're on PS4, like, the less items you have, the better. Like, for the most part. Like, all these lucky boxes could be a whole bunch of stuff, but maybe the game's better off just having a bunch of lucky boxes in storage. Stone baskets. These should be stones, honestly. Another pro tip that I've been doing lately is, personally, I don't want to have any cudgels or artisans on my person unless I need them. So for me, who has a lot of trade-in points, I only get them when I need them. I don't take them out. And the reason for that being is when you go to smelt or enhance and you go to the sword tab, it loads in all your swords. Because it loads in all your artisan swords, all your cudgels, all your Hirikokanes, all your everything. A lot of that stuff I like to keep in storage, and if I need artisans, I'll leave these artisans in the sword set until I need them summoned. Like, I just leave them as it is. Like, I like it being like that. Same thing with, well, not really grade powder anymore, but for artisans and cudgels, because of my points, I like to just leave them unmaterialized until I need them, and then just use them as it is, so it's less clutter in my storage. So, that's another little thing I do. I do have a lot of these, skill cards for like Thunder, a lot of stuff. I should probably open them, to be honest. Illusion Ray, what is that? I got an Illusion Ray 6. That's a Akane skill. I just had them. I don't know why. Those are rank 5. This skill's not too good. I remember. It was like one hit.
There's a rank 7. That's fantastic. Cool. But I just had them. I don't know why they're just here chilling. Another 7. That's really good. Rank 6. Rank 5. And also, if you've never ever found your lucky boxes, they're in the lucky box tab. That's just where they are. I don't even know what rank that was, because it doesn't say. Oh, rank 6. You can highlight over it. Cool. Learning new things. So there's another one. Rank 6 again. I did use it on my Ignis weapon. Let's go. Just wanted something different. Oh, it'll tell you down here in your all chat. That's a rank 5. Such a long name. Hopefully we get another Kotanoa event or something. People are really hoping we do. There's a rank 6 again. And the last one is a rank 6. So a lot of rank 6s. Not bad. And then my artisans and stuff, they're all there. As a final note, accessories, hold on to all your accessories ever. They're all aesthetic items. There might come a time, maybe someday we'll be able to trade them. But even though like this Sacred Quiver, like it gives you 5% attack, 5 crit force, 10 affinity for bow. Like I'm never going to actively use that as a weapon, but it's still like an accessory you can use for appearances, which is a really good change Cyberstep did. You generally hold on to all your accessories. But if you have multiples of them that are expired, maybe just trade them into points until you only have one. But at the same time, if ever Cyberstep has the great idea to make these tradable, there's a lot of people that would like to have like the cat tail, the cat ears, dog ears, dragon wings. Like if these were all sellable and people could use them as accessories, Cyberstep would make so much money. And honestly, just don't trade them in. In case that ever happens, we could make a lot of people happy. So just leave accessories as they are. Honestly though, them making tradable accessories would be the best, because we got tradable clothes and that really really helped people out in the past couple of years. So one last thing we wanted to check out was the Cielo mag, which is an event drop from way back in the day, but if you had an other side weapon and all the drops, you can still make it. I can still make one, I'm pretty sure. There it is, Spear Magatama Cielo. So out of all those drops from Yogg, the only one, from the green Yogg Shub Niggurath, the only one that's important is the Everspawn Egg, the Other Side Spear, the Magatama of Knowledge, and the Mastery Mag. What's the best accessories for Twin? For Twin, it's the new Kaguya accessory that came out. Kaguya Phantom accessories, I think they're called. Maybe not Phantoms, but the Wolf King Kaguya accessories, the Ascended, or the new Kaguya accessories, and I think I'm not too big on Twin, you know this. Fumakoto's accessories are pretty good. Generally anything with Twin Sword Affinity and attack, but most notably is the new Ibaraki's and the Wolf King Kaguya accessories. Some of the Gala ones are okay. Basically anything that has affinity and attack on it is good. Even Miyamoto accessories are good. If I open up this accessory list, I'll probably crash. But generally, the Ibaraki's are very, very good. I think they're some of the best ones, the Nidaimes. So they are 15% SP, they are 10% skill force, 20% attack, 15 critical, 30 fire, 30 dark, 20 slice, 70 twin sword affinity, 10 attack speed, and 10 movement speed. The only thing these don't have is realistically cooldown. But apart from that, 15 crit, 20% attack, they are very, very, very powerful. Very powerful accessories. Oda Nobunaga's are good. They give you 35 twin sword affinity, 20% attack, cooldown, movement speed, critical, flight, very, very good. Ibaraki Doji Maid accessories have twin affinity 50%, 10 lightning, 10 fire, 15% attack, 10 crit. Very good as well. No cooldown on them. But yeah, there's a lot of options. Akane's have Odachi, sword, axe, and spear. They don't have twin accessory. Okay. Yeah, the Musashis are 50% as well. Hopefully, yeah, I wish accessories were tradable. It would really, really spice up the game. Especially since Cyberstep doesn't like rerunning them a lot. Okay, so let's go to the point Daruma, trade in the stuff we don't need anymore. This is quite a lengthy guide. It's kind of nostalgic. So trade in all your friendship points all the time. This outfit change for Lady Shizuka that I have no use for, I can trade it in for 30k points. I honestly can. One thing to make sure of is always put your stones in storage. Always combine them. So all these Kursek recipes, they're not tradable. I can turn them all into points. Because you get so many of them. Once you've turned them all in, they're not... When a recipe is not bazaarable and you can just trade it in for points, you just trade them in for points. Pickles, red dyes, grave marker swords, luck fragment, gift bag, and this darkfin sashimi. Trade them all in. Never trade in zenith metals for points. If you reach that point of desperation, just go farm like Dew Creek like twice and you'll get as many points as you wanted to trade in. So 6,000 points right there. I will trade in this Maid Shizuka outfit. I didn't know you could trade it in for Daruma points. I thought maybe it was like the other points. But it is useful. I already have one. I got an extra one from rolling or something. But I will check if we can trade it in for these points. Just to know if there's an option for it. I didn't really look for it last time. They used to have it so that if you got extra things, you could trade them in for points. Because I remember getting extra Dark Miyamoto outfits and things. So yeah, there it is. The outfit change for Maid Shizuka could be worth for 30 trade-in points. But, like, to be honest, if I just took my combo set cards, which are never used, 6 of those is the same point value. Never trade them in for points. That's the case in point of it. Like, if they're worth Daruma points, then I'm going to make them Daruma points. Very, very, very simple. Stones also trade in for points. At this point in the game, we need so many stones, I don't trade them in anymore. Unless it's like dark stones or something that I have an insane amount of, to be honest. So I think that about does it for everything I can tell you guys about weapons and what to keep and stuff. So what I would say is, like, you know, if this helped you out, leave a like, leave a comment. And if you ever have a drop you don't know if it's worth keeping or something in mind that you see that you're like, hey, is this worth having? You didn't have this. Do I need this? Put it in the comments. If there's something you've always been curious about, leave it in the comments and I'll try to answer that with like a yes or no, or I'll let you know. So that's what I would say. So, like, I would buy that for the daily and then I would break it down later. So for this yellow mag, like, we looked at all the drops. The heck? We did learn that we only needed the Everspawn eggs. The other drops are not needed to make this yellow mag. So if you have those extra drops, like that we looked at, they're actually not needed. Let me see here. And as I mentioned before, these old gacha tickets are probably never going to be used again, but I hold on to them just in case. But if I was really, really pressed for like space, I would probably get rid of the summer gift ticket or things like that. Kotanoa gacha ticket. You never know. You learned a lot? Well, that's good. That's good. I don't think I can search for them in Own. I gotta like go down the line. No problem. A lot of people have been requesting this, and I'm like, you know what? It's Saturday. Let's get back on the train and make more videos and help more people. And also, we have a survey up on the community tab asking for what you guys would want the most in Oni this year, and then you know, there's a thing there you can vote on it, and there's also a poll on Twitter. So there's 2 places to vote. We're going to see what the Twitter side of Oni wants. We're going to see what the YouTube side of Oni wants, and you can vote on both sides. Hopefully Cybercept takes notice of it. There's really cool ideas on there, like if we could use an item to insta-charge Vanguards, like in dungeon, like a prayer crystal poppet, they're insta-charge, or if we want more premium bundles, or if we want more of anything. And if there's something on that list that you think would be better, make your own comment, let me know, and we can make another poll after. And we could really like get the ideas out for what we want. I know I should do that, you know. I can only do so many videos at a time with my voice, though. That's a thing. What do I buy with Daruma points? Is that what you're asking? Good to see you're farming origami, though. What do I buy with Daruma points? I buy the balls, which is hilarious to say. But the balls needed for the special ornamentations that you get from normally you rolled in Young Corpon to get them, there's very, very, very powerful ornamentations. Right now they give you attack percent, cooldown. They're very, very risky. Basically, you gotta like drop like you could probably drop like $20 a month and buy them, but you can save up Daruma points every month, and you can buy like 2 of each ball, and they're used for attack percent ornamentations and cooldown ornamentations, which really, really, really change the game. Absolutely. That's what I would buy with Daruma points. That's a great question. Because it's like, well, what are the veterans? What are the pros buying? I want to buy that stuff too. I'll show you in just a sec. I'm just trying to find those drops from Yogg that I don't need anymore because they're not needed. So like Uncanny Teeth, I don't need those. Everspawn Eggs, I need those. Goddess Crystal, don't need them. Eyeball, don't need them. Curse Prosperity, don't need it. Bizarre Wing, Goat Horn. And you know what? If they bring back the event tomorrow where I need them, so be it. That's just a net positive for everybody. But that's 5 things out of my inventory I don't need. So I'll turn them into points and I'll show you what it was I was talking about. So where's all that stuff? Uncanny Teeth. Oh, they trade in for a lot of points. Oh, wow. Usually event drops trade in for a lot of points, so like they're encouraged to get rid of them. 7. What? I can't even get that many? Wow. Okay. Oh, because I did that 30k one. How many teeth can I put? Like 39? Oh no, I did a lot of bad math there. 395? Yeah, 395. That's perfect. Okay, so what I buy with the points is if we go to exchange, you can just click on your to find them easily. You click on key items because that's where they're kept, and you go down to the bottom. These are all the balls here that I use for special ornamentations. You have to always use a band-aid button. Like for these things, you got to make sure they work, like transcendent them if they're not 95, honest to God, because you want them to function. And the rate in which we get transcendent items to ornament, it's kind of better than having one of these fail, to be honest. Like if you farmed up some of these for an ornamentation, you want to make sure they work. They are very, very rough. So for me, Satin and Borneal comes from the Glacial Frost Magatamas. I buy these. You can see I have 6 and 5 of them respectively. I buy those. I believe it's Mysterious Felt and Frankincense. These come from the Mountain Peak Magatama that they used to give out. I don't buy any of the ones up here anymore, like Golden Flore, Effervescent Bud. If I wanted another Golden Flore, I'd buy it with Purg Medals, to be honest. Or if you had 100k treasures, you could buy one. That's used for the one of the really good ornamentations that would give you skill, force, and attack that I have on my Senryu. But nowadays, that is outclassed by I believe it's Untarnished Ore ornamentation, and the it's hard to remember because there's Refined Myrrh, Mysterious Felt, Mysterious Frankincense, Elegant Satin, Borneal, and Tarnished Ore, and Blemished Feather. I do buy Elegant Satin and Borneal. That's for the cooldown ornamentation. And then I believe it's this Deluge one that's for the attack and immunity to fire ornamentation. Attack percentage, Untarnished Ore, and Unblemished Feather. And then I believe Felt and Frankincense. But Satin and Borneal is for cooldown. And then I believe Untarnished Ore and Feather is for the best attack percentage ornamentation. Frankincense and Myrrh are still pretty good to have as well. Those are the ones I buy. But I'll double check very quickly for you in Kaguya. So I go to ornamentation. Do I have any mags that are ornamentatable? I suppose it's Fukasetsu. They're somewhere near the bottom. I only do the rank 2 version of them because it's just way better. I'm looking for Surrounding Water. So that's the one that can give you attack percent anywhere from 1 to 5. You honestly want anything 3+. Gives you skill force, attack percent, attack speed, and a chance to be immune to fire. That's from the Untarnished or an Unblemished Feather. Those ones are worth buying. Then there is, that one's garbage. Heaven's Forge is the other one that can give you attack percent. That's from Satin and Borneal. I wouldn't buy Satin and Borneal anymore. I would only buy Surrounding Water ornamentations. So the Untarnished or whatever, Untarnished and Unblemished stuff. That's the only stuff you would buy. You wouldn't buy Forge because the other one's just better. And then Hero's Wander is the one that can give you cooldown cut, which comes from your Mysterious Felt and Frankincense, which is really, 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 really important for Magatamas that come out that don't have cooldown cut. Like the Dullahan mags are very powerful, Dragon Arc mags are very powerful, but they do not have cooldown on them. So what I do, or what I'm planning to do, is I have a brand new Senryu mag, and I want to ornament Hero's Wander on the Senryu 3 times, and see if I can get anywhere close to, like, you know, 7, 7, 8, or like, you know, anything close to like 25 cooldown on a Senryu. If I had that, that would let me have no skill force issues. It would let me have like any mag I want basically and have enough cooldown to make it work. Right now, that's my big project, is a second Senryu. I finally have it, and I'm going to try and get triple cooldown on it. Now, why would I put that on a Senryu instead of like the actual big mags itself? Is because, like, let's say I wanted to have, and this is where it comes into, I do have a lot of buttons, yes. Feel free to push them. I used a lot. I lost a button. I lost 2 Bs yesterday. Oh, it was rough. I lost 2 Bs yesterday. I was smelting up for my new weapon. Yes, hello, welcome. Hope everything's good. Nice picture, by the way. It's very good. Heroes Wander. So, like, let's say, like I was saying, let's say you had a whole bunch of, like, Dragon Arc mags or Dullahan mags or anything at all. Like, let's say you want to make all the Dragon Arc mags. You want to make the Inferno, the Tensho ones. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, it still hurts. Every button hurts. Never take anything for granted. So let's say I wanted to make 3 Tensho mags, 3 Gakkoho mags, 3 Osame mags, or something like that. You wouldn't make 3. But let's say I wanted to make a bunch of them, like 2 of each or 1 of each. Now, if I took every single one of those mags, and I tried to put cooldown on every single one of them. Like, if I wanted to have 2 Dullahan Soul mags, which I already have cooldown on, perfect cooldown on it. If I wanted to have a second one, I'd be running through these balls like they were going out of style at a ball pit at downtown McDonald's. You know, I would run out of them. But my plan is, if I have one Senryu with all the cooldown, then I can just wear that with the other mags and interchange it. It's way better. No, Feast. It's pretty good, though. But, yeah, I opened up a bunch of the skill cards I had. I didn't touch any lucky boxes. I just opened up a bunch of skill cards I had, because I was talking about, like, you know, if you don't have a lot of this stuff, it's easier in your game to load. So I turned them all into skill cards. I got one, a bunch of Kane Thunder Beast 6s, and I got a Icicle Prisonment, whatever it's called, the Kane skill. I got like 2 rank 7s, but they're never that good. But yeah, so with the Heroes Wander, even with like the attack percent ones, like if you had like, now I think you can only get 1 Senryu per player from the exchange shop, so that's kind of rough. But like if you had 1 mag, like a Senryu, or anytime I say Senryu, you can substitute that with Lychee. So if you had a Lychee with triple cooldown, you can wear that Lychee with any build ever, and it will let you just run like safe ornamentations on the big one and just put like crit on all your big mags and run all your cooldown on 1 central 4th mag. So you could have like 2 mags and then a medium mag, Chiami, Burai, whatever you want to do, and then like Lychee or Senryu, and it will work phenomenally. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Wow, it's getting sunnier out. It was really cloudy, but it's sunny over there. It's not bad. But yeah, so that's what I do, is the Heroes Wander. That's what I save up for the most is Heroes Wander. Then attack percent and stuff is a bit different. Really quick, I'm gonna go check that out. If you can buy one, or I don't know if you can only buy 1 Senryu mag per player. I don't know. I can't remember. Really? It restocks? That's phenomenal. I didn't know that. You can buy as many Senryus as you have Daruma medals. Listen to me. As long as you, for as many Zenith medals, you can buy as many Senryus as you want. That's phenomenal. I thought it was just one per person. But they restock them. I think it's every month they restock. That's great. That's really good. I didn't know that. That's great. Wow, but they cost so much though. But I mean, if you just do all your Oni modes diligently, you can get Senryus. That's awesome. I didn't know that. That's great. Senryu is definitely one of the best fourth mags in the game. Absolutely. Sure. What's your quick question? I already did. Yeah, I needed a Borneo. That's what I needed. What's the best ornamentation to put on K? I'm imagining you're saying knowledges. On Kodo mags. Okay. So this is where it gets a little tricky. So Kotanoa mags, for the most part, for me, I did, because here's the thing about Kotanoa mags. They are the normal ornamentation removal, so they're actually very, very cheap to ornament. Me and Lyra did like Faded Contractor over and over and over and over and over and over and over until we got like HP, SP, crit, like on everything. That's something we did. And that way you always have your crit. It's very good to do because unlike Tempest, you can ornament them and they go to 55 chakra. So if you, I'm going to say these words sparingly, if you only have 3 Kotanoa mags, I would just do Faded. Now, if you have a 4th or a 5th, then you can play. Like, you want to have that triple crit basis, so you're always critting, you're always doing double damage, you know how that math works, you know how it's like, it's basically scripture at this point. But if you get a 4th mag, I know players that have a double dark Kotanoa mag because, like, darkness is really good, the attack percent on it's fantastic. There are some players that have a double dark one, there are some people that have one with extra fire, extra ice. But at this point, you can also make one with the extra attack percent ornamentations. It's very, very whalish, very Giga Whale behavior. But you can put the attack percent waters ornamentation on a Redux. A lot of people have been doing that. And then if you're lucky, you can get a Redux with 20% attack, which is huge, phenomenal, amazing. Like, super boost, like, amazing. I don't think I'll have a 4th Redux anytime soon, but it's very, very interesting to consider. But on a Kotanoa mag, definitely for the first 2, make them crit. And if you get to the 3rd one, I would, you know, it's up to you if you want it to be more crit and HP and SP, or, you know, especially if you run Oni modes, the crit doesn't give you any benefit in Oni modes. If you're someone who runs a lot of Oni mode, you're going to want some mags with attack percent on them, raw attack or cooldown or something like that. But definitely only cooldown for mags without cooldown, and then attack percent, definitely. Like, you would do some of the attack percents on one. You have a Kotanoa mag with 5 elements. You built 2 for mountain. So did you do like the big ornamentations like Mushu Fushu or something like that to get that mountain? I mean, that's fine. Like, if your build allows it, like 2 Redux and then 2 mags, like because that's a lot of chakra on a mag. If your build allows it and you can wear 2 mags like that, then sure. Because then your Redux probably has fire, wind, ice, mountain, and water, I imagine. Maybe like a little bit of negative wind. But if you did like Mushu Fushu for mountain, because that's where it comes from, that's probably what you have, and that's phenomenal. because the Redux gives you so much defense that literally making the Redux do something else is great. It's really, really, really good. I appreciate the question. And how's everybody doing today, by the way? Beautiful, beautiful Saturday day. You got no negatives? Right on. Right on. Inventory. So yes, we did the inventory. We really, really helped out lower this stuff. Please check it out for sure. You're doing fine? That's good to hear. I'm very happy to hear that. Me? Oh, I've been pretty down lately, but I'm trying to pick myself up. I worked yesterday like the first day in like a week. It's a pretty slow day. It was the longest day I've ever worked. Oh my god. I tried out a new outfit yesterday. Kind of works pretty good. Been running this perg like crazy, and the drops, they honestly suck. Been feeling low lately. Well, it's winter time. It'll get better, man. For those unfamiliar, this perg is actually like really, really hard to craft. You got pissed when you read Christmas Eve stream? Christmas Eve. Did it say Christmas Eve? I didn't think it was Christmas Eve stream. It was the best idea. It was absolutely the best idea. That was the New Year's Eve stream. I wouldn't do a Christmas Eve stream. Yeah, it was New Year's. This recipe, by the way, it's way better to farm lunar leaves in Perg than Lacus, but then you're just energy farming. No one wants to farm Lacus ever. It's like a 8% drop for a lunar leaf. It's horrible. I noticed, I saw the comment on it. Made me smile. These weapons are pretty rough to make, to be honest. You need 3 juncture weapons. Yeah, it is reward only, both of them. Like, you can sometimes get it as a drop in Cursect, but lunar leaves and spirits, they absolutely suck. Yeah, on the 128, it's only 3 hits, but I saw someone had hacked the weapon into the game on PC or something, and the one on the 133 is 5 hits. It's 5 hits projectile, which is phenomenal. Sadly, I can't even make the weapon yet. It takes 3 juncture weapons, 1 at plus 100, 2 at 50. By the way, you can run normal Cursect for the juncture recipes. Craziest thing I ever saw. The juncture recipes all drop in normal Cursect. I did 1 run, I got a Kubi Sasumata recipe. So, like, you don't have to do, like, when Cursect is here, if you can do normal, which is very, very easy, you can get the recipes. So, it takes Fly Wings, Embryo, Sulfur, Reverse Compass, Black Moth Scales, Great Apple, Lunar Leaves, Wandering Spirit, Crushed Nail, Cursed Blood, Centipede Fluid, Potent Venom, Miracle Stone, Piercing Stone, Idama, Miracle Gem, Heavenly Marble. Or Miracle Gem, listen to me, Myrtle Gem. And they look pretty good. Sort of. Some of them are kind of meh. I can't make my weapon yet, though. I don't have the centipede stuff. But really quickly, since I've never really talked about it much, If I don't crash, I can probably show the new Ogi, because some people haven't seen it yet. I haven't even used it ever. I don't even know what it does. I've seen the boss use it on me like 50 times. That always hurts. It does. It hurts. She goes invincible. It goes right through me, beats the shit out of me. And I guess it has iframes on it. It is invincible. So the most recent skill is the Curse X Sprint.